2-1. Nearing the end of a high school football season, there are a lot of reasons to play on a Friday night. Some teams are playing for the postseason, some teams are playing for next year, and some teams are playing for pride. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Montville High School, home of the Montville High School Indians, as they play host to the Waterford High School Lancers. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. The stat guru is in the house. Junior voice of Game Day is behind me. There's even rumors of Mrs. Voice of Game Day possibly being on the premises tonight. So lots of action here tonight as I bring in the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. Keith, what do you got for us tonight?
Yeah, Casey, we got a game tonight of two teams who are 4-4 and both teams had bigger expectations at the outset of the season. Coach Strecker, Coach Trainer Grove from Montville, respectively, had different intentions for this year. And you know what? A few injuries, a few breaks didn't go their way. And right now you've got a couple of teams, playing for a sense of pride. Both teams wanting to close the season on a positive note. 6-4 would make a successful season for either one of these two teams.
Well, this time of year, like we talk about, there are different reasons to show up to the ball field. Building a program for next year. Both of these teams young, although Waterford will be graduating a very talented senior class this year, and they're going to have to do things over again. But tonight is one of my favorite reasons when high school football teams play. They're playing for pride tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem from the Montville High School Band. And it's time for some high school football. Montville High School playing host to the Lancers of Waterford High School. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. And Sports Doctor, we were talking a little bit before about these two teams being a little bit beat up. Tell me a little bit about, we talked about Class M and what it does for a roster, in particular with Waterford.
Yeah, you're going to hear players on offense and players on defense on both sides of the ball, obviously with some injuries and stuff like that. These young men will be called to do double duty tonight, and sometimes triple duty in punt returns and kick returns and special teams as well. But, when you have some of these smaller schools like this, and Montville is a little nicked up, and, Waterford's been a little nicked up, and you get the seniors out there, Casey, and they really want to play. And when you talk about, the seniors and how special it is, quarterback for Waterford tonight, Jake Manguel, he is a senior. He is a throwback, Casey. He plays all three sports. So very, very special time for these kids on the field tonight.
Yes, they're talking about the senior class of Waterford High School. It's a very good senior class, and they've had a rough time of it so far this year. Of course, Game Day is always brought to you by M.J. Sullivan Automotive Corner, Lawrence Memorial Hospitals, and the Science and Technology Magnet High School of Southeastern Connecticut. And we are bringing our captains out to the field. Let's talk a little bit about what you're going to see from Montville High School tonight. Montville High School has undergone all kinds of injuries and problems throughout the year. They've turned the ball over at the late part of the season to Cody Kalash. He's moved from wide receiver to quarterback, and he will be doing the majority of the snaps tonight. Their backup quarterback, Eric Anthony, broke his ankle last week in the game against Killingly. Yeah. So it's Kalash, and that's about all there is.
Hopefully Cody can get the job done out there. And again, you've got some seniors out here on both sides of the ball who play with a little bit of pride. Montville's going to be very challenged on the offensive side of the ball. They have to rely on their offensive line, run the ball a little bit. Casey and Waterford, you know what? They run that spread. They have a top tailback in the backfield, and Chase Speller. Jake Manguel is a senior. Again, he's a throwback kid. I like him. He's a tough kid. So this should be a very, very good competitive football game here tonight.
Captains from Montville out center at the midfield. Kevin Murtha, Troy Sullivan, Tyler Price, and Christian Davis. They're out there with the Waterford captains. And it's funny, you look at the Waterford roster right off the bat. Speller, Keating, Rocchetti, Mangual, Hoagland, senior. So you look at the offensive line of Waterford, a lot younger. They're almost the reverse of Montville.
Right.
Montville's got the big line of Rico, Couillard, Sullivan, Rotholtz, and Murtha, and it's senior. You look at Waterford's offensive line, you've got all younger players, but they're skill position players, the Spellers, the Rocchettis, the Manguals, all seniors.
Yeah, all seniors. So obviously there should be some good leadership back there for Waterford tonight on offense. And, like you said, you've got some people out here that play both sides of the ball. The kids play very tough. Montville is dressed head to toe in the home black. Waterford head to toe in the road white, Casey, and this should be a good football game. It is Montville, it is Waterford. 2 games left for some of these seniors in their high school career, and I give you here before kickoff the voice of game day, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you, Sports Doctor, and I always like senior night as the Montville High School the student section is in front of us. The parent section is down in one of the end zones of the field to our left. So tonight it will be senior night here at Montville High School. Thanksgiving Day coming in less than a week, which of course wraps up the regular season. We have 3 ECC schools that we've done games with this year, all looking like pretty much locks or close to it.
Sure.
For postseason play. We'll break down some of that later on throughout the course of the game. But tonight we will be featuring Montville and Waterford. Waterford will be kicking off. Montville will receive. Waterford will be going left to right on your radio dial or /imagination. Please feel free to listen to us on the Game Day app if you're here at the stadium tonight. And back deep for Montville, looking to receive, will be senior Tyler Price, along with Andrew Petherick. They'll be back deep, standing at their own 10-yard line. Kicking off for Waterford will be Spencer Hoagland. The junior will be approaching the ball at the 40-yard line, as Keith, you said. Waterford in all white, looking crisp and clean here tonight. Hoagland approaches the ball. A high spiraling kick comes down to Price at the 10-yard line. Price heads to the left sideline, cuts it up the middle, breaks a tackle, cuts it back outside into the middle of the field, still breaking, spinning down to the 45-yard line. Beautiful return by senior Tyler Price, setting up Montville 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
Yeah, very good. Early going in the game, Casey, on the first play, Tyler Price showing his speed. He's a sure-handed wide receiver, and that time on special teams, caught a lane on the outside and sets Montville up in real good field position from their own 46.
Something that was interesting when we talked to the Waterford, there are only 2 players out there that play defense that aren't playing on offense.
Yeah, isn't that something, huh?
So almost entirely they're going both ways. Petherick is split right, Price is split left. We've got Davis as the big fullback. Quidgen is the tailback. Handoff goes to Quidgen. Quidgen trying to break a tackle off the right side. Not much there. Nice job by the center of the Waterford defense, Chase Speller, coming up from his safety position to clean up. 2nd and 8, ball just short of midfield. Yeah,
Waterford's going to run a base 4-3 defense, and Coach Strecker said the other day, we're going to attack out of that style of defense. We're going to bring linebackers up. We're going to fire some safeties in to try and plug the run a little bit, try and disrupt the rhythm of the running game for Montville, and so far they did that on first down.
Montville going from the I formation, Davis and Quidgen. Kalash under center. Quick throw in the flat. It goes to Price on a bubble screen. Price breaks a tackle, gets up to the line of scrimmage, and not much else there. Nice pursuit by the Waterford High School secondary coming out of the pile, Luke Bars, and it's going to bring up 3rd and long.
The very slow developing play that time by the Montville Indians, and Price had nowhere to go. As a host of Waterford Lancer defenders over there. Good side-to-side movement. Very, very active defense here, Casey, early for the Lancers.
Waterford will come after you. They're an aggressive defense, and we saw it there on the first 2 plays, flying to the football. 3rd and 7, just short of midfield. Montville on its first possession from the I formation. Kalash under center. Hands the ball off to Quidgen. Quidgen has a seam. Quidgen gets up towards the first down marker and falls just short of it into Waterford territory. They're going to mark him down at the Waterford 44. And based on the spot, I think that's going to be enough for a first down. We're going to see where they mark it, and it is first down, the first down of the ball game for Montville.
Yeah, quick hit and run that time by Montville. Clash handed the ball up to Quidgen, found a seam on the left-hand side. Very good gain on 3rd and long.
Quidgen, only a sophomore. Get used to hearing that name moving forward here in the next couple of years. Petherick and Price are now both split out wide right. So twins right from Montville from the I formation. Kalash hands the ball off again to Quidgen. Quidgen into the secondary before first contact. Gain of 6, and he was into the second level before the first person touched him.
Yeah, the last couple of plays there for Waterford on defense, they bring in Speller up to the middle, trying to blow up the center and trying to blow up the middle of the offensive line. And Waterford back Quidgen that time just found a seam on the right-hand side, Casey. And like you said, into the second level before he was even touched. Good gain on first down.
Connor Gregoire finally cleaned him up after a gain of 6, but it's going to be 2nd and 4. The ball inside the 40-yard line. Montville driving here in its first possession. Kalash hands off to Quidgen again. Quidgen cuts it to the left, trying to get outside. Breaks a tackle, first down and more. Quidgen inside the 30-yard line. Into the 28, another first down for Montville.
The bread and butter of that Montville offense, the big people up front with Kevin Murtha and some of these other folks up there doing work that time, moving bodies. And so far, the first 2 plays of the game, Waterford defense won the line of scrimmage. Casey, the last 3 or 4 runs, Montville has owned the line of scrimmage.
Quidgen comes out of the ball game. Joe Sotero is the new running back for Montville, but Davis stays in the fullback position. Kalash hands the ball off on the fullback dive, and big 55 Christian Davis gets a good gain of about 4 on first down on a fullback dive over left tackle.
Yeah, absolutely nothing fancy right now by the Montville offense, Casey. Straight ahead power football, just get behind one of the big offensive linemen. And it looks like Kalash is going with a quick count up front, not giving any time for that Waterford defense to set up. They get to the line of scrimmage, boom, go. Here we go.
Big Tyler Zolkowski, the junior lineman for Waterford, on the tackle that time, but after Davis got past him for a gain of 5. 2nd and 5, ball at the 22-yard line. Kalash under center, again from the I. Fakes the handoff, rolls right, he's going to keep it. Cuts it inside of Speller, gets a block, and is going to have a first down flag on the play. And I think we're going to get a hold on Price.
Yeah.
I think he had a hold of Chase Speller on the end there, and I think that's going to be on Montville, and it's going to back him back up again.
Yeah, that would negate a nice gain that time by Kalash. That was a straight-up quarterback scamper. Straight run that time, and Tyler Price, it's one of those plays, Casey, where afterwards he threw his hands up in the air and said, "Ref, not me." We've seen that a time or two in the NFL or in college football. A wide receiver on the outside trying to hold his block just a little too long, and that will set Montville back about 10 yards.
Yeah, 2 really good athletes that time. Chase Speller, the defensive back of Waterford, trying to cut the edge and get Kalash to cut back into the middle.
Right.
And Price, the wide receiver from Montville, trying to turn him out to get Kalash to the outside, and that time he got around the shoulder.
Very good matchup out there on the outside.
So it's going to be 2nd and 12. Kalash under center. Hands off to Quidgen. Quidgen off of left tackle. Breaks a tackle. Into the secondary is Alex Quidgen. He's going to gate about 8. It's going to bring up 2nd down and very short. Nice down and distance this time from Montville, showing a lot of success running the ball off the left tackle behind big Kevin Murtha.
Yeah, patient feet and patient running and then some quick feet in the hole that time by Quidgen. Started up the middle, Casey, took it out to the left-hand side and got about 9 yards on that. And like you said, this is what Montville wants to work with, 3rd and short. 5 carries for 34 yards early going for Quidgen.
Right now, it's the work of Jack Ware, Troy Sullivan, and Big Murtha. Fullback dive, Christian Davis. Davis breaks the tackle. Davis cuts it up, still on his feet, inside the 5-yard line. Christian Davis rumbling into scoring territory. 1st and goal, Montville.
Straight power football by the Montville Indians at that time. Straight up the middle, getting behind the big people up front. The strength of that team is the offensive line, certainly flexing muscle on that play.
Big seniors, Kevin Murtha, Troy Sullivan, 2 of the captains have been just doing work there on the offensive line on either side of the football for Montville. 1st and goal, Kalash under center. Again, hands off to Davis. Davis puts his head down, pushing his legs forward. We're waiting for the signal. He was churning. Did he get in?
Just short.
Just short. It's going to be 2nd down and inches. Ball inside the 1 on the goal line. I thought Davis was going to have the momentum to get in, but the Lancers held him just short.
And Montville's running the ball right now at will, even with 8 guys in the box for Waterford.
In the I, Kalash under center. Davis the fullback, Quidgen the tailback. 2nd and goal. Hand off again to Davis, and he walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Montville High School, Christian Davis.
Credit the offensive line there for the Montville Indians as they just manhandled Waterford on the back end of that drive, and very, very good work that time up front by the big people at Montville. And like you said, Davis just kind of walked in there. We had a flag down on the field afterwards. Could have some extra celebratory shenanigans.
Well, he couldn't quite do the Lambeau leap.
No,
but Davis scored heading into the parent section. I think he went over and gave a high mom to him because it's his senior.
You get flagged for that?
Unfortunately, you might. Depends on how much high-momming he did. But it is senior night here at you can say, hi, Mom. You can say, I love you, Mom. But you can't say, hi, Mom, I'm the greatest.
Yeah.
Montville will bring in its kicker. Tamara Villette will be in to kick the extra point. 6-0 here with 6:55 remaining in the first period. Villette, of course, a great story in the ECC, female kicker, and she has a tremendous leg from a family of kickers here at Montville High School, and she'll be on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jake Callahan. Snap to Callahan is high. He gets it down. Villette approaches, gets the kick off. It is end over end and no good, wide right. She hooked it a little bit, but tough high snap that time. And with 6:55 remaining here in period number 1, Montville 6 and Waterford about to receive the ball.
You know, Montville took advantage of a Tyler Price kick return that time, Casey, and marched right down the field in 4 minutes and 5 seconds, the opening drive. And, you know, credit the offensive line. The holding penalty on the outside didn't hurt them. They stuck with the game plan. And it looks like the adjustment they made last week against Killenly versus this week against, Waterford is, we're not going to play fancy football. We're going to play power football. We're going to be behind the offensive line. We get some big people up front. We're going to make things happen.
So 6-0 on an easy power run. We knew on the very first 3rd and 7 when they just did a straight handoff to Quidgen off left tackle and
Sure.
knocked off 10 yards that the strategy here tonight was going to be pretty simple for Montville to try to use that big physical offensive line. And Waterford is an undersized offensive and defensive line, and on the defensive side of things, they did get pushed around a little bit.
And a good start from Montville. They kind of needed that, Casey, coming off that game last week at Killenly. Establish a little bit of confidence out there in the body language and the swagger. Montville needed that for their own psyche in this game.
The penalty for celebration is going to be marked off here on the kickoff, so Villette will be kicking off, Cody Kalash will be kicking off from his own 20 rather than his own 40, so that's a big difference. From the 25-yard line, that's where the 15 comes off.
Yeah, hi, Mom, and hi, Dad in the end zone that time got him 15 yards.
May have said hi to some other people while he was in there as well.
Sure.
So Kalash will approach the ball from the 25-yard line after the penalty. Kick is a low line drive up the middle, bobbled by Waterford at the 45-yard line, and then the pack will be pushed forward all the way to maybe the 44-yard line. So a squib kick that time by the Indians, and Justin Keating came out of it for Waterford and did a nice job getting Waterford their first possession in Montville territory at the 44.
You have senior quarterback Jake Manguel, who's one of my favorites in the league. He plays football, he plays basketball, he plays baseball. He is a real tough kid. He's a throwback, and he's a very, very nice, well-behaved young man.
Waterford with 4 receivers on first down. Manguel from the shotgun. Manguel's going to keep it, roll right, and he's hit hard right off the bat. Emmanuel Diaz drilled him for a loss of 1, but Manguel that time on the quarterback keeper with 4 wide had an empty set, but nice job that time by Diaz.
A little bit of a spread formation that time by Waterford, and a straight run that time by Manguel, and Diaz blew that up on the left-hand side of the Waterford line.
Seniors Chase Speller and Mike Rocchetti are the 2 guys that you're going to get the majority of the carries tonight for Waterford. And on that time, they went with Manguel. This time, Waterford again goes empty set, trips left, twin receivers right. Speller is in the slot. Now, Speller goes in motion. Manguel steps up. Manguel's going to throw it in the flat to Speller. He has it, catches it at the 40, breaks a tackle, gets to the sideline, and nice job down the sideline. Chase Speller showing speed. He's going to have a Waterford first down all the way to the 20-yard line.
A very well-designed play that time by Waterford as they brought Speller in motion and hit him on a bubble screen. And he's the type of kid, Casey, you get Chase Speller with a little bit of space running downhill, he can make some plays. Good pitch and catch.
No huddle, hurry up for Waterford. Again, Speller goes in motion, leaving Manguel by himself. Manguel, quarterback keeper, straight up the middle. Not much there. Nice job by the center of the Montville defense. Diaz in on the tackle again. Gain of perhaps 4 inside the 20 now. Waterford's in the red zone.
Yeah, early going in this game, what Waterford wants to do is go no huddle and put pressure on that Montville defense, get them back on their heels a little bit, Casey. Have them guessing. A couple different formations out of the spread set.
Hoagland and Kincasia wide right. In motion, Ricchetti. Handoff goes to Speller. Speller off right tackle. Breaks a tackle. Gets into the secondary. First down, Waterford. Looks like he might be inside the 10, and if that's the case, it's going to be first and goal, Waterford.
Nice job on the read option that time by senior quarterback Jake Manguel. He read that perfectly. Put the ball right in the breadbasket of Speller.
Hurry up again for Waterford. Speller is the only setback. In motion. Handoff goes around right end, heading for the corners. Ricchetti cuts it back inside. Ricchetti dives for the pylon. He's going to be just short. Mike Ricchetti down to about the half-yard line, and Waterford can't wait to get back up to the line of scrimmage. They want to try to run this thing again, 2nd and goal from the half-yard line.
And Montville looks a little gassed right now on defense. They're not sure what's going on out there. The spread formation, a good field position. What an opening drive here for the Lancers.
Mangual is going to be under center this time. He's going to have Speller as the lone setback. Twin receivers, one right, one left. Quarterback keeper Mangual puts his head down. Touchdown, Waterford High School. Jake Mangual. And we are all tied up at 6 with 4:28 remaining.
Yeah, who better to score that touchdown than senior quarterback and leader Jake Mangual? Real impressive opening drive for the Waterford Lancers to answer the score by Montville. Casey, we saw different looks. We saw spread formations, and we saw a real high-paced, high-octane offensive series that time by Waterford. They really put a lot of pressure on that Montville defense.
2 minutes and 17 seconds was all it took for Waterford to go right down the field. On to kick is Spencer Hoagland out of the hold of Mangual. Snaps good. Kick is up, and it's a booming high kick, and it is waiting for the official signal. Whistle blown. Was it? Hoagland's kick was crushed.
He's got a big leg on him.
But we're waiting to see. The officials say that the whistle had blown. We have a dead ball offsides against Montville.
Oh, is the kick? If the kick is good, then you don't re-kick it.
But
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if they called it before the kick went off, if they blew the whistle dead as like an unabated kind of a
thing. There you go.
But they're going to move it up just another half yard, so now we're going to do it all over again. So Hoagland will try it again. If the first one was any indication, he's got a leg and a half to spare. So Hoagland will again snap good, kick good. This time the kick is up, and it is high and then through. Booming kick. Spencer Hoagland, and it is 7-6 Waterford with 4:28 remaining in period number 1.
Yeah, I saw Spencer Hoagland down on the field before the game, Casey, and he was hitting practice field goals from 35, 40 yards. That kid's got a boot and a half.
So right down the field, Montville goes on its first possession with great field position, gets on top 6-0. Waterford with great field position heads right down the field in just under 3 minutes, and they score on their first possession. The extra point being the difference in the game, 4:28 remaining in period number 1, and we have ourselves a tight one, 7-6 Waterford on top. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill, along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien, the stat guru to our right in his Lancer blue. It's actually a Duke jersey, but it's...
we don't mention that name on air, Duke.
The Blue Devils, you should be happy. They lost the other night to Kentucky.
Yes, they did, yes. Kentucky's loaded.
We've got the junior voice of Game Day, also with Lancer blue. Everyone's got Lancer blue on in here tonight. Even our game,
a little bit of blue in the game. I'm not a Duke guy. I'm sorry. I'm a Husky guy. I'm a UConn Husky fan.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's bleed blue.
2 words for you.
That's bleed
Christian
blue.
Leitner. All right, Hoagland's going to kick off. Hoagland's going to kick off from his own 40-yard line. That one right by the stat guru. He's tweeting out something right now.
He wasn't even born when Christian Leitner was beating Connecticut.
Big kick by Hoagland's going to come down to Price at the 10-yard line. Price heads straight up the middle of the field and wrapped up very quickly. Tyler Price, nothing there this time. 25-yard line and down. Nice coverage that time by Mike Ricchetti. And this is not as good a field position, but still out at the 25-yard line. Montville will have its second possession of the game.
Yeah, Montville's going to have to earn its keep here in this drive, Casey. Very, very fast-paced, and both teams right now, whether it's Montville in the opening drive or Waterford on the opening drive, both teams could basically do whatever they wanted to do on the offensive side. So let's see now what kind of defensive adjustment Waterford has made here to start their second defensive series.
Up to the ball comes Cody Kalash. They're going to run the power I. Quidgen's the tailback. Davis, who scored their first touchdown, is the fullback. Kalash, straight drop, hands to Quidgen off of left tackle. Quidgen breaks a tackle, gets into the secondary before he's wrapped up by Noah Kincasia after a gain of 5. So, again, nice gain on first down there. Be second and about 5.5.
I had the chance to talk to both the coaches during the week, and we talked to Coach Strecker from Waterford, and he basically came out and said a message. Listen, we're 4-4, but we're going to finish this season with a little bit of pride. We want our seniors to go out on top. We want them to go 6-4. And, right now, the kids got the message from both sides over the course of the week.
Petherick wide right, Price wide left. From the I again. Handoff goes again to Quidgen. Quidgen trying to break a tackle, and he's not going to be able to do it. Noah Kincasia shot the gap, and that time stopped Quidgen in the backfield. Lost 2. Quidgen, if he could have broken that tackle, had a lot of room out there on the cutback, but Concasia wrapped him up.
Nice stop by Concasia, like you said, a one-on-one on the tackle and wrapped him up. And good tackling so far here by the Waterford Lancers on this drive. Second down and the third down, I'm sorry, at about 8, Casey, and we've seen Montville run out of this down and distance already in this game.
We have, but it looks like Waterford's made a couple of adjustments. Not as much room on first or second down. See what they do here. Staying with the power I, Twins left. Looking for a run blitz is Waterford. Hand off to Quidgen. Not much there, about 6 yards, but not enough for a first down. He's going to be stopped about 1.5 yards short. Coming out of the pile that time for Waterford was Fleming. But it's going to bring up 4th and 2. And be honest with you, if I were Montville, I'd just go for it. And Kalash punts, kicks, does everything. So
right.
But at this point in the season, why not?
I mean, yeah, just run the ball behind your big offensive line. Get us 2 yards.
And they're going to do it. They're going to bring in, they got Kalash under center, staying from the I. Kalash hands off to Davis on the fullback dive. Davis has a first down and more. Big Christian Davis rumbles up towards the 45-yard line. First down, Montville. Nothing fancy there.
Quick count and the handoff to Davis. And like you said, some good vision and a nice job by the offensive line up front. The center made a nice block. And Davis was into that second level before he was even touched.
They've done a nice job running in between Sullivan and Ware.
5 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown early going for Davis.
So far, it's been right between Troy Sullivan and Jake Ware. From the shotgun, Kalash is going to keep it himself, looking for a block from Price, but he's not going to get it. And back to the line of scrimmage, ball's on the turf. Waterford saying they have it. We're waiting for the signal. Out of the pack, Luke Bars has the football, and they're going to say Waterford has it. So Kalash put it on the ground, and Bars came out of it. Luke Bars, the junior, comes out with a football. Waterford's going to have it in Montville territory.
A little bit of a different look that time from Montville on offense. Shotgun look, and then, Kalash straight up keeper and took it up front.
Waterford's going to come out now with a little momentum. Ball at the 46-yard line of Montville. Mangual is going to look like they're going to go under center this time. Speller's going to be the lone setback. Under center this time is Mangual. Mangual hands the ball off to Speller, off right tackle. Speller breaks a tackle and gets about 6 yards on first down over right tackle. Brought down by Emmanuel Diaz, but nice run by Chase Speller on first down.
Yeah, the line of scrimmage is going to be very important here tonight, Casey, on both sides of the ball. I mean, whichever offensive line can impose their will a little bit, it looks like the ball won't be going in the air too often, so the running game is essential.
Mangual back under center. Rocchetti is in the slot. Speller is the lone setback. Mangual hands off on an inside trap to Rocchetti, and nothing there. Great job by Troy Sullivan shooting the gap, and they got Rocchetti on a little inside trap. Not much there. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for Waterford.
Again, that 4-3 defense there from Montville that time, and just a nice job up front by the big people. I mean, again, that is the strength of their offense and defense is their lines.
3rd and long. Ball is at the 44-yard line of Montville. Mangual from the shotgun this time. Straight drop, Mangual to throw on a slant. He's got his man. That's Justin Keating. Keating's going to have a first down all the way to the Montville 25. Nice job on a slant. Justin Keating, nice pitch and catch that time from Mangual to Keating.
Yeah, Waterford likes their wide receivers in space out there on the outside. Very, very nice throw that time by Mangual. Delivered it on time and on target.
Mangual this time, no huddle again. He's going to do a quarterback keeper straight up the gut. Got a little room this time. Mangual puts his head down. Nice tackle coming up is Joe Sotiro from his safety position, but a big gain on first down of 6 by Jake Mangual.
Senior quarterback Jake Mangual doing it all. Throwing, running, tough kid, throwback kid. That time straight quarterback run, Casey. Very, very good yards on first down.
Speller's in the backfield. Mangual from the shotgun. Twins left, twins right. Rocchetti comes in motion. Hands off inside to Speller. Speller stops on a dime. Breaks a tackle. Cuts inside. Out right to the right tackle. Right to the first down marker. We'll see where it's marked. It looks like he's going to have enough for a first down at the 16-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 Waterford as we're now down under 10 seconds here remaining in the first period. A fast-paced first period. Both teams on the ground.
You know, and back-to-back drives, and that probably will be the last play of the first quarter, but back-to-back drives, you like to see that pressure that Waterford offense is putting on the Montville defense. They have had Montville's defense back on their heels the entire game. A little bit of run, some traps, some quarterback draws, nice pitch and catch by your senior quarterback, Jake Manguel, on the outside. So Waterford's showing you a lot of different looks, and they're not messing around with the line of scrimmage, Casey. Just get up, call a play, and go.
So we're at the end of the first quarter, 7-6, Waterford on top of Montville. When we come back, Waterford will have it 1st and 10 from the Montville 16-yard line, and Waterford seems to like that up-tempo look that they've got going. The question on the other end is, why did Montville go away from that power eye? Christian Davis looked like he could rip off 5-6 yards at a clip. They went to a shotgun, and now they're looking at maybe an 8-point deficit.
Yeah, that's high school football. It's Class M on both sides of the ball, right? You got a lot of kids out there, and that's what you're going to get sometimes. You know what? I'm impressed here. This is the second time I've seen Waterford up front in person. Well, I saw them a few weeks ago against Stonington, and their offense looks much more exuberant, much more energy out there. I don't know if it's the end of the year, the kids are playing for pride, but the style and the tempo, maybe this is what the coaching staff has looked for all year.
Well, so far, so good for the Waterford High School Lancers. They had an interesting run in the middle of the year with a bye and a forfeit. They had kind of a helter-skelter season. They haven't really been able to get any traction, but right now they are playing very well with the ball. 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. We're about to start period number 2. The second period is sponsored by the Science and Technology Magnet School of Southeastern Connecticut. Mangual from the shotgun. He's got trip receivers right and Keating wide left. Speller's in the backfield with him. Speller gets the handoff. Speller off right tackle. Speller breaks the tackle. Speller puts his head down, spins down about the 1-yard line. That's going to be a first down and 1st and goal. Waterford. Chase Speller spinning, power and speed.
Yeah, senior to senior on the read option that time by Manguel. Put it right in Speller's belly, and he took it up front. Nice job up front, too, by that Waterford offensive line.
1st and goal, Waterford from the 1-yard line. Rocchetti in the slot, Speller's the lone setback. Mangual under center. Mangual on the quarterback keeper puts his head down. Waterford thinks they're in. We're waiting for the official signal. Touchdown! Touchdown, Waterford Lancers. Jake Mangual with his 2nd touchdown of the ball game.
Jake Manguel says, I got this, coach. Take matters in my own hands. And nice drive again by the Waterford offense. They're big people up front, very impressive. And like I said, they're a little undersized up front, Casey. They're not as big as the Montville kids, but they're very athletic, and they move some bodies around. Manguel cash it in for 6.
Spencer Hoagland into the ball game, looking to give Waterford an 8-point lead. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is drilled, and wow, what a leg on Spencer Hoagland. It is good, and that's going to make the score Waterford 14. Montville 6 with 11:32 remaining here in period number 2, right down the field, Waterford.
Yeah, you got a good crowd here tonight, and I'm sure the coaching staff and the fans over there are sitting on the Waterford side of the bleachers are saying, where was this all year? I mean, 2 very, very efficient drives to start the game for the Waterford Lancers. Casey, they showed you a little bit of everything, and right now the pace and the tempo and the line of scrimmage is being won by the Lancers.
Yeah, Waterford clearly has a lot of solid skill position players. You got the senior leadership of Jake Mangual. You've got 2 senior running backs in Speller and Rocchetti, both of whom have excellent feet, vision, and speed. You've got a couple of wide receivers who can catch the football in Keating and Hoagland. It's certainly a lot of skill position players on Waterford. That young offensive line causing them problems throughout the course of the year as they ran into some bigger teams, some more physical teams who pushed them around a little bit. But you can see where the explosiveness of Waterford is evident with these guys who have moved the ball, especially Chase Speller.
Yeah, and the play calling, too, has kind of kept Montville's defense back on their heels a little bit. They don't have any time to set up or adjust. It's just a very, very nice job here so far early going by Waterford.
Spencer Hoagland will kick off from his own 40-yard line. Waterford now going right to left in your imagination. Back deep, Price and Petherick for Montville to receive the kick. Hoagland, high, spiraling end-over-end kick's going to come down to Price at his own 10-yard line. Price heads straight up the field, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and is finally brought down by Kyle Cardoza. And the ball's down. We're going to see what the officials say on the turf. We're waiting. Montville saying, no, our ball. And it is.
Oh, yeah, I saw the beanbag come out, and I was kind of questioning what was going on. Price, his knee was down, and then he dropped the ball.
Kyle Cardoza that time got in and popped the ball out of Price's hands. Montville put the ball on the turf too many times so far this season, and especially tonight. They're down 14-6 with 11:23 remaining in period number 2. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. Montville back under center is Cody Kalash. He's got the power eye. Hands the ball off to Quidgen off a right tackle. Alex Quidgen bringing bodies with him. He's going to have about 4 yards on first down, but Waterford has done a much better job this time coming up to the line of scrimmage and making tackles. They have certainly tightened things up since the early possessions of Montville. Yeah,
9 carries for 51 yards so far in the first half of Quidgen. And both backs for Montville have been somewhat productive, Quidgen and Davis, early going in this game. Straight power football. Montville needs to get back to basics, get back in this game.
2nd and 5, Montville. They send Petherick and Price wide left, staying from the I formation. Kalash, this time fullback dive to Christian Davis. Davis puts his head down, but not much there. Now he's trying to bounce to the outside. Still nothing there as he's ridden down by Speller and company. Maybe a gain of 1. Forward progress is going to be moved up to the 43-yard line, so they're going to have 3rd and 1, so they give Christian Davis some nice forward progress that time.
Yeah, and Waterford's creeping 9 guys into the box right now, Casey. They've got, both their safeties out there, but I mean, they're on an island. Right now, Waterford is just selling out to stop the run on the defensive end of the ball.
Twins right, Petherick and Price. Nothing fancy from Montville here. Same set for the entire game. This time, Kalash on the quarterback keeper. He's going to have a first down and then some up to almost midfield. So Cody Kalash took the snap and just put his head down. Montville will move the chains. First down with the ball at the Montville 47-yard line.
Yeah, straight power football that time by the Indians, which made them successful on their opening drive to go down and get the touchdown. So Coach Tanner Grove and company, let's keep it simple. Let's run behind the big boys up front.
We're under 10 minutes here at Montville High School in period number 2. Waterford on top, 14-6. You're listening to Game Day on theday.com. We got the Montville High School Indians with a 1st and 10 from their own 47-yard line. Price and Petherick wide right. Kalash going to throw. Throws a little flanker screen out to Price, but Speller's there, and he's wrapped up by Concasia, and that's going to be a big loss on first down. They tried to get the ball into Price's hands and did, but didn't fool Chase Speller from his safety position or linebacker Concasia.
Yeah, that pass was almost like a backwards lateral a little bit from the booth here. And, Price had to actually run 7 or 8 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage. Very slow developing. And, with a kid like Chase Speller out there, he can hunt things down on the defensive side of the ball quite well.
2nd and maybe 15 now. Big loss on first down. Not what Montville wants to do. They want to run the football. They're staying in the power eye. Twins right. Kalash under center. Hands off to Quidgen off a left tackle. Alex Quidgen puts his head down. He's maybe going to get back close to the original line of scrimmage, but Waterford is doing a much better job interior of that line. That time it was, again, Concasia from the linebacker position. They're bringing everybody up.
Yeah.
8 guys up on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 8, 9 guys in the box, crowding the line of scrimmage, trying to take away any kind of running lane for the Indians right now. And tough sledding up there for Davis and Quidgen after Waterford has made the adjustment.
Kevin Grandieri that time helped out on the tackle, and he comes running off the field with a little limp. He looks like he's okay, but he comes out of the game for a play on 3rd and 10 for Montville with 8:30 remaining here in the half. Kalash, straight drop, looking down the field, ball's in the air, Speller knocks it away. He was looking for Bradley Johnson, but great play out there by Chase Speller. Ball at the 25-yard line, and now Montville's going to have to punt.
Chase Speller on an island, and what's the first thing you teach a defensive back? Turn around and look for the ball. Did a nice job that time staying with the wide receiver, turned around, knocked it down. Good stop that time by the Waterford defense, Casey. They they reestablished their defensive line, made a play in the defensive secondary. Now they get the ball back up by a score.
Ricchetti and Speller stand at their own 20-yard line. Kalash will punt from his 30 on 4th down. Snap is good. No pressure by Waterford. They're setting up a return. Kalash hits a low-line drive that takes a sideways bounce out of bounds at the 29-yard line. And that's where Waterford will set up shop 1st and 10 at their own 29.
And Kalash is Mr. Everything for the Montville Indians. He's quarterback, he's kicker, he's defensive back. He kind of does it all. A lot is put on that young man's shoulders, and a little bit of a low squibber that time. And, Waterford have good field position, Casey, from the 30-yard line.
8:11 remaining here in the first half. Waterford on top 14-6. And with the football, First and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Mangual in the shotgun. He's got twins right, twins left. Ricchetti comes in motion, gets the handoff off a right tackle. Ricchetti breaks a tackle, scamper to the outside. Ricchetti's got the sideline, and Ricchetti's got a nice gain. Nice job on first down by Mike Ricchetti.
The speed of Waterford right now is trying to take the game over a little bit. Ricchetti's got some speed out there. We saw Speller earlier. But the quickness right now of Waterford is going to give Montville defense fits. Very, very nicely designed play, too, on first down, Casey. Nice job that time by the Waterford crew.
Ricchetti gets it up to the 44-yard line of Waterford. Now they send Keating wide left, Hoagland wide right, and we have a flag on the play. Where the officials are throwing one. We have not had many flags so far. I think it looks like they're counting the number of players
12 men on the field, yeah.
And we're going to have too many. Montville's figured out a way. They figured out the way to stop Waterford and add an extra defensive player.
Yeah, there's 12 guys on the field. They kind of need to slow things down a little bit out there. But that'll set up, first and 5 now for the for Waterford. But, Waterford offense right now seems to be clicking. They run the ball up the middle. They're running some sweeps. They're throwing the ball a little bit. We've seen a little bit of everything out of this Lancer offense tonight.
First and 5, Waterford from just inside of midfield. Mangual under center. He's got Speller in the backfield. Hands the ball off to Speller. Speller breaks a tackle in the backfield. Now he's on his feet on the sideline. Chase Speller. Chase Speller's in the open. He needs one man to beat. There's a flag on the play. This one's going to come back. Speller breaks another tackle, and he's all the way inside the 5-yard line. Unbelievable individual effort by Chase Speller, but I think it is all going to come back. There's a flag down at the Waterford 30-yard line.
Yeah, off and now. We got a flag at the 30. We got a flag at the 22. It looks like it's going to be a holding or a block in the back or some sort on a wide receiver on the outside. But Chase Speller, Casey, did that all on his own. He dodged the tackle in the backfield, and then you saw the speed. The speed of Waterford right now is starting to show its presence out on the field.
Yeah, Murtha had him in the backfield, and he got out of that. Speller nicely broke the tackle, and from there, like you said, he just turned on the jets, got all the way down inside the 5-yard line, but had a little extracurricular help out there at the 30, and that's going to back up Waterford. Ball's going to be spotted at the Montville 42-yard line. It will be first down Waterford at the Montville 42.
Yeah, spot foul, so first and 10 from the 42-yard line for the Lancers. And negates a big pickup by Speller, but Montville still in good position. Waterford in good position there on Montville's side of the ball.
7:48 remaining in the first half. Waterford on top, 14-6. Speller's the lone setback. Mangual under center, and we have a whistle on the field. Time out, Montville. So with 7:42 remaining here in the first half, Waterford on top, 14-6, with the football in Montville territory at the 42-yard line, and we have our first timeout.
Chase Speller so far, what does he have, 5 carries for 39 yards early going in this game, and he looks very, very productive back there. Along with Jake Mangual running the football for a couple touchdowns. Waterford's got a little bit of a nice mix going on right now, and it's something we didn't see in the middle of the season from this Waterford team. They seem to have opened things up, loosened the reins a little bit. You know what? And we talked about the seniors out there, Mangual, Speller, being allowed to make plays in such a sense out there for Waterford right now. They got something working on the offensive side of the ball.
Light schedule tonight in the ECC.
Yeah.
The only other game going on is Bacon Academy at Griswold High School tonight. Bacon Academy, of course, looking to tie up perhaps a home game. A win tonight would give them a guaranteed state postseason berth, but not necessarily a home game. They still have to beat Ram on Thanksgiving Day to ensure a home game. And if Bacon Academy does, in fact, get a home game, because they do not have lights on their field, they will have to play it at a neutral site, and we'll have more on that later for you. First and 10, Waterford from the 42-yard line. Speller is the lone set. Mangual for under center. Hands off to Ricchetti on that little inside trap, and Mike Ricchetti will have about 4 yards on first down, maybe 5. He's brought down on the play by Tyler Reyes. But it's going to be a decent gain on first down, 2nd and 6.
Nice job that time by the Montville defense up front, and we're not fooled by that trap, that little inside handoff, like you said, maybe a little misdirection type of thing. But Montville, big people stayed home, shed some blocks, and Murtha and the big boys up front did their job. 2nd down, and 7 or 8 is a little tougher to manage than 2nd and 3.
Going from the same formation, Speller's the lone set. Mangual stays under center, tries to get him off, and he does. A little movement. We're going to see if he got the Montville defense to jump or if there was movement by the Waterford offense. Officials are coming out, and they're going to say that it was, in fact, a false start. against Waterford, and that's going to back the Lancers up 5. It's going to bring up second down and maybe 12.
Is that a head bob sell by Jake Manguel that time at quarterback? Maybe him trying to draw the Montville defense off sides. So a little too much extracurricular activity pre-snap for the quarterback.
Well, he definitely sold the wrong team that time.
Yeah.
He got a little movement on the offensive line. Second and 12, ball for Waterford. Mangual under center, hands off to Speller. Speller right up the gut, nothing there. Great job, Sullivan and Murtha putting the hurt on Speller right when he got to the line of scrimmage, and great job by the Montville defense. Third and long now for Waterford.
And we have not seen this down and distance on third down for the Lancers so far tonight. Let's see what kind of offense they come up with and see what kind of play. Great job up front that time by the Montville defense.
Mangual very comfortable from the pocket throwing the football. We'll see what they draw up here. Keating goes wide left. Hoagland wide right. Rocchetti is in the slot, and Speller is under center. Pitch goes on a reverse end around to Hoagland. Hoagland trying to break a tackle. Nothing there. Cuts it and leaps. That's actually Devin Craig. Devin Craig is going to be close to a first down. What an athletic play by Devin Craig.
He jumped right over the top of Tyler Price as he went down to make the tackle, and that's what's going to be on SportsCenter tonight. Wow, what a play by Devin Craig. You talk about athleticism at its very best, Casey.
Hashtag SportsCenter Top 10. First and 10, Waterford with the ball down to the 26-yard line, and that was all Devin Craig. It was a little end-around reverse, and Craig that time just showed speed, and then, like you said, he leaped right over the top of Price.
Yeah, Price is a playmaker out there, too. He was going down for the tackle, going down low, and you know what? Just got jumped over.
This time, Mangual goes under center. Ball at the 26-yard line of Montville. Mangual, straight drop, going to throw, tries to hit Hoagland on a slant, but a little bit low and incomplete, and we're under 6 minutes, 5:59 remaining here in the first half. Waterford 14, Montville 6, and that time Mangual just a little low on his attempt to Hoagland.
Yeah, those plays are there for this Waterford offense. I mean, the passing plays and the quick slants and they're there for this offense if they can connect on. That time, like you said, Mangual just rushed the throw, threw it down into the dirt a little bit, but those plays are going to be there for this Waterford offense.
Hoagland and Concasia go out wide right. Speller is in the backfield with Mangual from the shotgun. Mangual on the read option, hands to Speller. Speller is drilled by Sullivan and wrapped up very quickly after a gain of about a yard. Great job by Troy Sullivan that time, hitting Chase Speller in the backfield.
Yeah, nice job that time by Sullivan. And Mangual was, been right all night on the read option. That time probably could have kept it himself. But, this inside running is going to loosen up some stuff on the outside for the Lancers.
Third and 10 from the 25-yard line. Mangual to throw with time. Throws it out in the flat, and it's complete. Out there just short of the first down marker to Concasia. Nice play by Waterford, but it looks like Concasia's going to be maybe half a yard short, but I got to think Waterford goes for it here on fourth and half a yard.
Yeah, Casey, Montville's defense has got 8 guys in the box, and the Waterford wide receivers are one-on-one out there, so there are plays to be made.
Mangual under center. We're going to get a timeout. Montville's going to want to call a timeout here to talk about their defense. Third and 10 that time. Mangual had plenty of time, hit Concasia on an out pattern. Nice throw, and he's only a half a yard short. Right now, if you're Montville, your head's spinning. You got Chase Speller running all on the sideline. You got Rocchetti on these inside traps. Mangual's kept it twice for touchdowns from short distance. Now he's throwing it out here on the sideline. Right now, Montville's just, like you said, on their heels.
Yeah, it's a guessing game right now for the Montville defense. And, as far as passing the football for Waterford, those plays are there. We see the receivers open on the slants. We see at that time it was on a crossing pattern. But those plays are there. If Mangual can connect, because of the fact that they're running the football so effectively, those plays are going to be there for this Lancer team. They have the whole bag of tricks going on offense right now.
5:10 remaining here in the first half. 14-6, Waterford on top with a big fourth down at the Montville 16-yard line. Fourth and let's call it half a yard. Waterford approaches the ball. Mangual is in the shotgun, it looks like. And he's going to have Speller to his right.
Read option here, Casey, written all over it.
Twins right. Wide left is Keating. Rocchetti is in the slot. Mangual steps up. Hands the ball on the end around to Rocchetti. Rocchetti's going to have the first down. Rocchetti on the sideline. Cuts it in, makes a move. Touchdown, Waterford. Mike Rocchetti. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Juke on the sideline.
Yeah, Waterford's speed right now is the factor in this game, Casey O'Neill. As Rocchetti took the end around, got a good block on the outside from the wide receivers, squared to his shoulders, and found the end zone. Terrific play call on 4th and 1.
That's going to make the score 20-6 Waterford, and Hoagland will come on to kicked the extra point with 5:02 remaining here in the first half. But what a nice job by Rocchetti. He had the first down. I like the strategy. He got the first down first. He went north and south,
right,
got the first down, then went outside with the speed, and then put on the move for the touchdown. Hoagland's kick is good, and that'll bring the score 21-6. Waterford on top with 5:02 remaining.
You know, right now on the offensive side of the ball, Casey, no matter who is touching it, whether it's the quarterback or the receiver or it's Speller, it's Rocchetti, they're getting production pretty much out of everybody who handles the ball at this point in the game. So you gotta like that if you're the Waterford coaching staff. Son, you're gonna get the ball, you make plays. So they're getting production from everybody on the offensive side of the ball. And what you're right now in this game too, Waterford's speed is a problem for Montville's defense.
Yeah, we saw on the very first drive of the game that Montville was trying to establish the line of scrimmage, use its physicality, to be the bigger team, and it resulted in a Christian Davis 1-yard touchdown. After that, it's been all Waterford. Jake Mangual on a 1-yard touchdown run, Jake Mangual again on a 1-yard touchdown run, and now Mike Rocchetti on an 18-yard touchdown run, all after a no-huddle, up-tempo speed exhibition by the Lancers. So far, Montville not trying to score quickly. They're going to have to put something together here before the end of the half.
Right, and Waterford has converted a couple times on fourth down, which is key as well. So, right now, Montville needs to get this kickoff, needs to, set themselves a little bit and come down and answer with a score before this game gets out of hand a little bit. Looked so impressive in their opening drive, Casey, Montville, but, right now, they're on their heels a little bit, especially on the defensive end.
Hoagland will kick off from his 40. Price and Petherick back deep from Montville. They've had some trouble here at the last couple of returns putting the ball on the turf. Hoagland with a huge leg drills it down to Petherick at the 5-yard line. Wow. Petherick heads straight up the field, now goes off to the right side trying to break a tackle, gets up to about the 26-yard line. What a leg on Spencer Hoagland.
He's got a boot and a half on him. Boy, that kid can kick. You don't see that a lot in high school football. You don't see a kid with a booming leg like that.
No, you see a lot of squib kicks, you see a lot of those high end over ends, but that was just a really well-struck kick by Spencer Hoagland.
We've got a young man down for Waterford right now. We'll get his number for you in a second, but usually those kids with the big legs are playing soccer.
Well, what happens is if you go out and you
play soccer.
You go out and you go look at soccer practice.
Sure.
You find the kid who's on the sideline.
Yeah.
Who looks like he might be a little unhappy.
Okay.
And you say, hey, listen, how'd you like to play football?
Is that how it works? I mean, that's how it works. I mean, the coaches have angles. I mean, the assistant coaches going.
Could work that way.
Okay, all right.
It could work that way.
All right. I mean, if I would never play soccer, so I mean, I'm just one of those guys. I know you played.
I did.
4 years. College, you probably played a little club soccer in college.
I did. I played a little club soccer in college.
Yeah.
Well, my job at Wesleyan University, my student job, I was the assistant to the sports information director. So I was the sports information assistant, which meant that I was actually in charge of intramural sports at Wesleyan University. So I had to create the schedule and make sure all the officials were where they're supposed to be and do all that stuff. So what that meant was I couldn't play A-League in any of the intramural sports because A-League required a time frame that I needed to be present at. So I had to play B-League basketball and B-League soccer. And what that means was talent wasn't so good.
Right, I'm sure.
So I fit right in.
We've got a young man down in the field for Waterford right now. He's being checked over a little bit, and hopefully he's okay there.
So we talked a little bit earlier about the situation in Class M. So Killingly High School, they are in. They have one remaining game against, was it Wampanoag? I don't even know what.
Quinnebog. Quinnebog, yeah.
What a Wampanoag, Quinnebog.
Abbott Tech. We had a little Immaculate Tech.
Abbott Tech and Immaculate up in Danbury.
We had a little conversation about that with Mike McLaughlin off the air, and he brought us up to speed.
Killingly's in. They've got one game remaining. They will be a heavy favorite in that game, and so they are a likely host of their first round quarterfinal game in Class M. Ledyard High School, of course, plays Fitch on Thanksgiving Day, and Ledyard High School will have a chance at a home game for their quarterfinal if they are to beat Fitch, but they're in as well. The team that's not in right now, ironically, is the Class L, or the L Division champion of the ECC, Bacon Academy. Bacon Academy is at Griswold tonight, and then on Thanksgiving, they play one-win Ram team. If Bacon Academy wins either game, they are in. So the chances are very good that they'll be in the playoffs. If they win both, if they win at Griswold tonight and Ram on Thanksgiving, then the chances are that they will have a home game. However, Bacon Academy does not have lights. If you don't have lights, you can't have a home game. So the question is, where would Bacon Academy have its home game? And you can't see me right now because this is radio,
right?
But I'm putting the quotes in the air, home game, because it will not be at Bacon Academy. So where does Bacon Academy go? You have an answer to that question.
I do. Rumor has it in the booth that the deal has been made that Bacon Academy, if in doubt, play their home game. It'll be here at Montville High School. So out of those three teams, Casey, that we've seen so far this year, we've seen Gillingley, we've seen Ledyard, we've seen Bacon. Last week was our first and only look at Gillingley. Who was the more complete team out of those three that we've seen so far? It's a quick question for you. But who's the more complete team out of those three?
Well, here's what I find fascinating about it. I think you need to include coaching and program history as part of what makes you a complete.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, you still think that carries weight going into a state tournament game?
Yes,
with this year's kids.
Yes, because some kids don't know how to win. They've never been in situations like this before. Other teams know how to win. There's a reason why Southington and Ansonia and Shelton and New Britain and Windsor, there's a reason that they're good every year, and it's not just that they have talented kids. They know how to win. So of those three teams, Ledyard has the postseason pedigree. They haven't won a state championship, but they've been there before. They know what to expect. They know how to win those games. They've been in that playoff atmosphere before. Neither Killingly nor Bacon Academy Bacon has never, and Killingly hasn't been in since Gene Blaine was there many years ago. So I believe if you asked me which of these teams is the most likely to advance to the finals, I would say Ledyard, in part because Jimmy Bunicor has coached multiple state games, and Ledyard's been there before. All the players on that Ledyard team that played last year remember what it's like to be there. That being said,
so that carries weight in your book, in your tally, in your column, when you line up intangibles.
Yes,
at the bottom.
No, it's not an intangible.
It's an intangible.
It's actually a tangible. It's measurable. It's not intangible. Is like things you can't measure. It's measurable. If you look at, you've got offense, you've got defense, you've got special teams, but you've got thousands of little subsections of things that you can measure. Some of those things are, turnover ratio or diversity of offense. For example, Ledyard, we see runs the double wing. If they needed to go to the spread offense and have Ty Ebden throw it 30 times, they could do that.
They have the capability, yes.
If they needed to go to a power I, they can do that. If they needed to win it with their defense, if they needed to win a 6-0 game, they could do that. They've got a coach who has the most experience in the postseason and a team that is postseason tested. That being said, Bacon's offense is, I think, very streaky. It's very explosive, but it is very streaky. And I do think that Sean Kelly has shown himself to have erratic nights.
Yes.
And here's the thing. I think Ledyard can win if one of its big players, if Ebden, DeShields Sanabria, or Luke Saccone, if one of them had an off night, Ledyard could still win because... Yeah,
but they're more of a team concept, yes.
I don't think Bacon can win if Sean Kelly has an off night.
No, I would 100% agree with you there. He is the heart of that team, and he makes that team go, and But, I mean, again, you still haven't answered the question. Out of the three teams, Ledyard, Killingly, and Bacon, which team is you just said Ledyard. You just answered the question, I guess. I'm the most impressed with Killingly. I've seen them a couple times this year. I've seen them out physical a Bacon Academy team. I think Ledyard would really give them a test, pound for pound, in the physicality department. But right now, out of the sampling of football, which has been quite a bit in the ECC that I've seen this year, I would prefer Killingly as the best team in the league. And I'm not taking anything away from the pedigree of Ledyard. Jimmy Bunicor does an outstanding job coaching his kids. I've never seen a better coach team this year as far as tackling, fundamentals, all that stuff. But right now, I like what Killingly's got going on.
Well, I would absolutely agree that Killingly. Now, I'm going to temper what I saw against Montville last week because Montville is thin right now. They're struggling with the depth that they have on the team. They're running out a shell of what they once were. So I'm not going to put too much into what I saw there. But like you said, we did see them beat up a good Bacon Academy team. Although I'm also going to temper that by saying it was early in the year and Bacon hasn't lost a game since. I'm taking nothing away from
probably a very good loss for Bacon too. A wake up call a little bit. They were starting to drink their own Kool-Aid a little bit.
So I'm going to tell you, I'm very impressed by Killingly. They've got two excellent running backs. Definitely, looks like the quarterback could throw the football a little bit.
They're a playmaker.
And they have a solid defense. I have no doubt that Killingly is for real. I think Bacon Academy has an underrated defense. They think they have the best defense in the ECC. But I'm going to tell you one thing that Bacon did that is they beat up NFA. We saw both Bacon and Ledyard beat up NFA. So I think Bacon Academy, if you ask me who has the highest ceiling of the three teams, I think Bacon in the right matchup could absolutely just embarrass a team because they could spread the ball out, throw it around. But I think Bacon's the most likely to be upset of the three.
All right, so you're saying out of the three teams that are going into the state tournament, Bacon Academy could be that one team where the stage might be too big for them. Its stage will never be that big for Ledyard.
Correct.
I mean, because of the coaching staff and a couple of kids that, Ebden, obviously it's a different Ledyard team than it was last year, but, Ebden's been there. He's played in a state final game. So he wouldn't feel the pressure.
If Killingly ran up against a team, let's say Killingly, I'll give you a good example. That Xavier team that we saw earlier in the year against NFA.
Sure.
They were big up front and incredibly disciplined in the linebacker core with their tackling. A team like that, I think, would give Killingly problems. Not that Killingly can't move the ball. They have an excellent offense. But if you have the kind of big up front and linebackers that can tackle so that you don't need to send 8 and 9, if you can make those tackles against Killingly and force them to throw the football, let's find out if that quarterback, if DeRocher can win a game throwing the football. I know that though Ledyard wants to run it 35.
Yeah, but you have faith in Ebden he can make some throws. I get your point. I get your point. Yeah, I mean, it's we could argue this till the cows come home, and it certainly would be interesting to see, if those teams had faced each other. Right now, speaking of, Griswold is up 14-0 over Bacon Academy. We talked about this off air a little bit. Could be a bit of a trap game for Bacon going on the road. Griswold has been scrappy all year long. Griswold is the only team to beat Killingly in week 1 of the season. So, some work still to be done by the Bacon Academy Bobcats.
And if they were to lose this game, it would eliminate any chances they have at a home game. But what would likely happen
Their home game, which would be here.
Right. What would likely happen is that they would be on the road because they're going to beat Ram, it looks like, on Thanksgiving Day. So what might happen, which would be very interesting, is it's entirely possible that Ledyard could be playing Bacon Academy in the first round of... So Bacon could drop to where they play at Ledyard in the first time in a rematch. Or it could be Bacon at Killingly.
Right.
Or you could have... But you're going to have multiple chances. There is a chance of an all... There will almost certainly be a chance of an all-ECC semifinal. But an ECC final is a definite possibility with three teams looking to be...
Yeah, Griswold 14-7 over Bacon Academy right now. Sean Kelly to Paul Chassie. Your guy, big play, Paul Chassie on a 4-yard touchdown pass with just under 6 minutes left to go in the first half.
Do you know how much I want to call him Classy Paul Chassie?
Classy Chassie?
Classy Paul Chassie. What am I echoing by calling him Classy Paul Chassie? Classy Freddie Blassie.
Oh, you go way back to the WWF wrestling?
Absolutely.
Freddie Blassie. Wasn't he the Iron Sheik's guy?
No, the Iron Sheik was actually the Iron Sheik had multiple. He had the Grand Wizard for a while, but he also had Classy Freddie Blassie. The great days of managers, Captain Lou Albano.
Sure.
The Wizard, you had Mr. Fuji.
Elizabeth.
Oh, very nice.
Okay,
Macho Man Savage. Very nice. But yes, the Classy, the fashion plate of wrestling, Classy Freddie Blassie.
Yeah, I had a chance to see Randy Macho Man Savage at the gym. He was at the Norwich, the gym, World's Gym up in Norwich, Industrial Park.
I can't
they were wrestling at the Norwich Rose Arts one year.
Ooh.
So we went to go see the wrestling. I was working out at the gym, and Macho Man was there, and he put 350 pounds, okay, on the lat pull down machine, Casey, and he did about 30 reps like a hot knife going through butter. And I'm like, is this natural? Is this real? Is this guy doing this?
Well, of course he is.
He's eating a lot of chicken breast and broccoli.
Yeah, and he had 20 quarts of horse testosterone pumping through his veins. Right now, there has been a Mrs. Voice of Game Day sighting. Mrs. Voice of Game Day is down there along with...
She's not going to like that too much.
Well, here's the thing, though.
She cannot hear it. So unless the junior voice, the junior voice is down there, he's not in the booth. So, we talk about this. We got an injured player down in the field right now for Waterford. So we're just waiting a little bit and see what's going on.
Yeah, they're attending to a Waterford injured player, and it's unfortunately the kind of injury that is taking some time for the medical staff, the EMTs, to take care of. We have nothing but good thoughts, and we wish this young man nothing but all the best and a speedy recovery. It is however, an injury that is requiring the stretcher to come out on the field. It is the kind of injury that is requiring him to be attended to very carefully by the staff here. This is not an injury that an injury that requires him to be immobilized before he's taken off the field. So that's why we've taken such a long time. But down on the field right now, not on the field, down on the sidelines with Mrs. Voice of Game Day are some of the young women athletes, the middle school athletes, including my niece Alexis DeLucia, who is an incredible middle school athlete. She is a basketball and soccer and lacrosse player, and I begged her to play softball because she'd be a softball star.
And she goes to school where?
She's at Tile Middle School, right
here in Montville.
But she will be a 4-year letter winner in both basketball and soccer at Montville High School.
Okay, well, you're predicting that.
No, she'll be captain of both sports, and she'll be an all-conference selection in both. And I say that only because of where she's at right now in her.
You're good at you like to quote multiple letters. Like you said, you've got, 8 varsity letters or 6 varsity letters?
Something like that.
The Jimmy Bunicor, you said, had 12 varsity letters?
Yeah.
No, you did not.
11.
11 varsity letters for Coach Jimmy Bunicor from Ledyard.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, some of the guys.
4 in baseball, 4 in football, 3 in basketball.
3 in wow. Did he shoot a lot?
He's a chucker, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why he left. He left to go play CYO with athletic director Bill Bassetto.
Yeah.
And they formed along with some of the other great New London players. But Bassetto and Bunicor took 75 shots a game in CYO basketball.
Now, speaking of local basketball too, have you seen? I watched the end of the Providence College game the other day with Chris Dunn. Chris Dunn, obviously a preseason All-America. Preseason Big East Player of the Year, co-Big East Player of the Year last year. And Chris didn't have a very good night the other night against Illinois. And I think that there's going to be nights where that's going to happen because the focal point, he's going to have to do everything. My thoughts exactly. But Chris is a type of kid, where he may not score 30 points tonight. He scored a career-high 32 in the first game against Harvard, struggled the other night against Illinois, but still made plays. And, teams are going to be gunning for him. So, PC, they're going to need a little help from somebody other than Chris Dunn. But for right now, it looks like he can do it all, and the stage is not too big for him.
No, the stage is definitely not too big. And the best thing that happened is he came back to school. He is now, he's a veteran, player at this point and a preseason All-American. But I equate similarly to when Allen Iverson was at Georgetown.
Right.
The team around him is young and not necessarily very good. And the best thing for him is to be the point guard and to have lines like, he should have 16 points and 10 rebounds and 8 assists and 5 steals. That's the line he should have. But they might not be able to beat teams on a given night unless he scores 30. So the game against Harvard was an excellent example.
Right.
He had to score all those points for them to win that game. Against Illinois, they eked out the 1-point victory. But
it was crazy because I'm watching the game with Mike DeMauro down the road there, and he had 1 point, Casey, with about 7 minutes to go in the game. He finished with about 12 or 13, but again, he's the type of kid. If you needed the rebound, if you needed to play D, and needed to run the show, he's going to do that. He's a very, very versatile player.
Well, he's going to be a big-time pro. In the booth with us now is Mrs. Voice of Game Day, the title that she's been asking me to call her that. I've been trying to call her Michelle. She says, no, please call me Mrs. Voice of Game Day. Also in the booth, the nephew of the Voice of Game Day, Gavin DeLucia, a future soccer star in the town of Montville. We have to do something about that mohawk that he's got going there. And
we're just talking about wrestling, so he's fitting right in.
He's also a wrestler.
He's wrestling, yeah, WWE.
And the junior voice of Game Day is in the booth, as always. All right, we're back at action. 4:54 remaining here in the half. Montville with the football at the 25-yard line. Kalash hands the ball off to Price, who's in the backfield. Price gets to the outside, trying to show some speed. Tyler Price gets to the sideline. He's at the 40, puts his head down, and gets almost all the way up to midfield. So, first time we've seen Tyler Price in the ball game at running back, and he gets a first down for Montville. Nicely done.
And there's a new wrinkle by the Montville offense, and they want to have Price with the ball. He's the playmaker, so if they're not going to throw the ball, why not slide him into his running back position, Casey? Tyler Price that time showed you very quick feet and why he is a playmaker in the ECC.
Right at midfield, 1st and 10, Indians. 4:30 remaining here in the half. Waterford on top, 21-6. Kalash under center. Price is the tailback. Straight drop. Kalash fakes. He's going to throw. Pressured. Steps up. Trying to evade a tackle. Kalash is going to keep it himself. Breaks a tackle. Gains 3 over the left side. Nice job in the secondary by Waterford That was a coverage time by Waterford, but Kalash kept it himself for a gain of 3.
Yeah, nobody opened downfield. Kalash was looking to the right-hand side of the field the entire way, never looked back to his left. Nobody covered, and a very good job that time by the defensive line catching up with young Kalash. Good, solid effort in the secondary by the Lancers.
2nd and 7, 3:55 remaining here in the first half. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Kalash hands the ball off to Price. Flag on the play. Price steps straight through, but I think we're going to get an illegal shift on the Montville High School offense, which is going to negate a first down by Tyler Price. We'll see what the flag is.
So a little different look this time, and on this offensive set by the Montville Indians, putting Price in the backfield, trying to utilize his speed and his playmaking ability, and the flag has been picked up by the officials. So a phantom flag there. Nice gain that time by Tyler Price.
They're going to mark the ball right on the 40-yard line. That's going to make it either first down, then move the chains. So it's going to be 1st and 10. Another first down that time by Tyler Price. Ball sitting right on the 40-yard line. And Montville will keep the drive going with 3:35 remaining in the first half. Out wide right goes Bradley Johnson. Same formation with Price as the tailback, Davis as the fullback. Kalash, fullback dive to Davis. Davis bounces it outside. Davis on his feet after a gain of 6. Nice job by big Christian Davis that time. Nothing there in the hole. Bounced it outside for a gain of 7 on first down.
7 carries for 50 yards so far for Christian Davis, and his first touch in a very long time, Casey. He had not seen the ball in about a full quarter.
3:05 remaining here in the first half. Montville trying to get something done here right before the half, and that would be a huge momentum builder because Waterford does get the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, they need points here.
Johnson goes wide right. Price is in the eye. Kalash hands the ball off to Price. Price tries to get outside, looking for a block from Johnson. He's got one, gets to the sideline. Price is in the open down to the 10-yard line and out of bounds where he's ridden out by Rolando Rivera. But a great job by Price that time and a nice block downfield by Bradley Johnson.
Tyler Price, very, very efficient so far, carrying the ball. 3 carries for 57 yards alone on this drive, Casey.
Taking a little page out of the Waterford book, big Christian Davis, and now the speed of Tyler Price. Not just running between the tackles, a little bit of an outside threat. Quidgen is out of the game. Price is the tailback. Handoff on the fullback dive to Davis. Davis puts his head down, barrels inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. Christian Davis, the senior fullback, gets Montville into scoring territory inside the 5.
Yeah, the speed and the power combination working out just right in this drive for the Indians, and a great job by Tanner Grove and his coaching staff putting Tyler Price in the backfield. Let's get our playmaker the ball. If we're not going to throw it, well, he's going to make some carries out of the backfield. Nice job here by Montville's offense.
2nd and 5 for Montville. Ball is at the 8-yard line. Kalash fakes the handoff, rolls left. Kalash looking to get to the outside, cuts it back inside, puts his head down right at the goal line. We're waiting for the signal from the official. It's definitely going to be a first down. 1st and goal, Montville. Ball at the 1-yard line. Kalash couldn't get in, but 1st and goal, Montville.
All the Montville players got their hands up like, where's the signal? Where's the signal? We're looking at the booth. Where's the signal, Casey? No signal. Ball down to the 1. 1st and goal from the 1. And look for big 55 here, Davis, to do work on 1st and goal from the 1.
He's got the previous Montville touchdown, 21-6 Waterford, but Montville knocking on the door. 1:35 remaining. 1st and goal, Indians from the 1-yard line. Price in the tailback. Handoff goes to Price. Price puts his head down, dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Montville. Tyler Price.
The playmaker, Tyler Price, 4 carries for 58 yards and 1 touchdown, all on this drive for the Montville Indians, getting them a desperately needed touchdown to get back into this game. Casey, a minute and a half left to go in the second quarter, and a great answering drive there by Montville's offense.
Absolutely necessary. Tyler Price with the 1-yard plunge. That'll make it 21-12. We'll see if Montville goes for 2 here to try to get back to within a touchdown. 21-12 here with 1:27 remaining in the first half. They're going to keep the same formation. Kalash under center. Davis as the fullback, Price in the tailback. Kalash, quarterback keeper, untouched into the end zone. Cody Kalash with a 2-point conversion. 21 Waterford, 14 Montville, 1:27 remaining in the first half. Big score for the Indians, but did they leave too much time on the clock?
Well, that was a nice wrinkle that time by the Montville's offensive coaching staff to put Tyler Price in the backfield, utilize his speed and his playmaking ability. He was big Christian Davis up front, and it was all Price and all Davis and a little bit of Kalash here at the end. But it was, just no secret to what they were doing there. Run the football, run the football, run the football. Great job making the adjustment by Tanner Grove and the Montville staff, Casey. They needed that touchdown. The game was starting to get away from them a little bit, down a couple of scores. Waterford offense has been doing whatever they want to do at will. So Montville kind of slowed the game down and said, whoa, we're right back in this, and we're only down by 7 after that 2-point conversion.
1:27 remaining in the first half. Of course, stay tuned for the MJ Sullivan halftime show. The sports doctor will be making a house call, as he does every halftime here on game day. What do we got for us here at halftime today?
We got a little bit of national scene. Obviously we've got the postseason baseball awards. We're going to talk about it a little bit. We'll talk a little NFL. We'll talk a little college football, and we will get into the whole situation with the CIAC and in the column that Mike DeMar had written this morning, and it appeared in this morning's day. So. Lots going on here, and Mike will be up at halftime. We'll chit-chat with him a little bit. And I will talk to you a little bit about the Shamrock Series as well, Notre Dame at Boston College, tomorrow night up at Fenway Park.
Absolutely. Kalash will kick off from his own 40. Rocchetti is back deep for Waterford. We've got 1:27 remaining, and Speller as well. Kalash approaches it, hits a low-line drive, comes down at the 15-yard line. Speller straight up the middle, make that Rocchetti to the 35-yard line, where he's clotheslines like the Iron Sheik that we were talking about a little earlier. To the 44-yard line it goes, the 34-yard line it goes, and Waterford will have 1:20 to see if they can make some noise here at the end of the first half.
All right, they got time to move the ball downfield, and they got a kicker with a big-time leg, so, a field goal here is not out of the realm of possibilities.
They're going to mark it down right at the 35-yard line. So 1st and 10, Waterford at their own 35-yard line.
Having a kicker like that at a high school level is almost a luxury. It really is.
There are some good kickers in the ECC this year, but I have yet to see a leg like Hoagland.
Hoagland, yeah. Big leg.
He's the only kid I've seen that almost put the ball in the end zone on the kickoff, and we don't ever see something like that. Keating is the lone wide receiver to the left, and Devin Craig goes out wide right. Speller is the setback. Rocchetti in the slot for Waterford. Mangual under center. Mangual, straight drop. Deep down the sideline for Craig it goes, and just overthrows Devin Craig at the Montville 35-yard line. He was one-on-one out there with Austin Glidden. Nice coverage by Glidden on the play, and just missed Mangual.
Yeah, nice throw by Mangual that time. 3-step drop, and like you said, one-on-one on the outside, just missed his receiver. Those plays are there for Waterford, though. They're getting one-on-one coverage on the outside. Montville's got 8-9 guys in the box, and if Mangual can connect, they could pop a big play here.
2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line. Keating wide left and Hoagland wide right. Mangual in the shotgun. Straight drop, looking to throw. Pressured in the flat. It goes to Rocchetti at the 40. Rocchetti stutter steps, cuts it back, breaks a tackle, gets a first down, and gets out of bounds. Heads up play by Mike Rocchetti, moving the chains and stopping the clock.
Well, if we can't throw the ball deep on you, we'll throw the ball underneath Rocchetti that time. Nice pitch and catch from Mangual. And quick feet and getting out of bounds was Rocchetti. Smart heads-up play.
They're going to mark him just short of the first down.
Looked like he was past the marker, didn't he?
It is. I think they said he stepped out of bounds on that stutter step. So it's going to bring up 3rd and a yard. We'll see if Waterford runs it. Trips right for Waterford. Wide left is Keating. Mangual from the shotgun. Mangual's to throw. Has time now. Pressured out to the right. Jake Mangual rolling. Looking to get a first down, and he can't. He's going to get run out of bounds. Now, here's an interesting thing. 4th and 4. If Montville does in fact get the ball back, they've got under a minute. They could actually try to get down the field and score themselves.
Yeah, I'm actually a little shocked that Waterford didn't run the football there, try and pick up the first down, and then get another 15 or 20 to get in the field goal range. But right now, it looks like Waterford is going to punt, and a very, very good stop here by the Montville defense.
Now Hoagland's the punter. We've seen what he can do as the place kicker. Let's see what he does as a punter. He's standing at his own 30-yard line. Price is back at his own 15 for Montville, looking to make a play. Flag on the play, number 42 for Montville, Alex Quidgen jumped. And if they say that he was offsides, that's going to be a first down for Waterford. Let's see what they call.
And false start against Waterford there. Montville dodged a bullet.
So they're going to have Waterford backed up 5 more yards. That's going to bring the ball back to the 36-yard line, 37-yard line of Waterford. And Hoagland will now move back to his own 25 to punt the ball away. Tyler Price of Montville will be able to move up to his own 20. Snap is good. No pressure. Hoagland with a high spiraling kick that lands, takes a bounce at the 25-yard line, and Price lets it go, and it's going to roll all the way to the 10-yard line. And with 45 seconds remaining in the first half, I think that just about ends any possibility of Montville trying to score points here at the end of the first half.
By my calculations, that's a 52-yard punt by Hoagland. That kid's got a leg on him, Case.
He's done it all. We've seen him kick extra points. We've seen him punt now. We've seen kickoffs. Spencer Hoagland, who is only, by the way, a junior.
Sure.
We'll see him kicking the ball again next year for Montville. He's a weapon. I think you're right. I think you get him within 40 yards, and you can make attempts at field goals. A lot of teams can't do that.
And I'm shocked that Waterford didn't try and pick up a first down there in third and one. And run the ball up front. You got a couple timeouts in your back pocket. Casey, pick up another 15 yards and give the kid a shot.
43 seconds remaining here in the first half. Montville with the ball at its own 10-yard line, 1st and 10. Kalash hands the ball straight up the gut to Price. Nothing there. Price ridden down almost immediately by Tyler Zolkowski. Zolkowski shot the gap and got Price, and Waterford's going to use one of its timeouts. They're thinking maybe they get a chance at a short field.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him. You got a couple timeouts. There's no good when you go into the locker room and you still got timeouts on the board.
33 seconds remaining here in the first half. Waterford 21, Montville 14. We've seen a little bit of everything tonight as far as we've seen Montville running the ball with Alex Quidgen. We saw a change of pace with Tyler Price. We've seen Waterford throwing the ball, running the ball on the edges with Rocchetti and Speller. Lots of different offensive sets by Waterford, but for the most part, both teams have been very disciplined with their approach tonight. They haven't wavered much from their sets or what they're doing. Yeah,
this is a good football game. We expected this coming in. There were two teams that were pretty evenly matched at 4-4. Both teams, playing for a little bit of pride, trying to go to 6-4. Very, very well competitive football game.
2nd down and 10. Price is the setback from the eye. Handoff again to Price. Price up the middle. Price has a first down. Price in the open. Tyler Price all the way to the 27-yard line. First down, Montville. And that will just about end any chances Waterford has of getting the football here to end the first half. Montville 1st and 10 up to the 27. Big run from Tyler Price.
Yeah, Tyler Price has added spark to that Montville offense there. He's got 6 carries for 74 yards. 74 yards, Casey. Handoff again goes to Price out of the backfield, out of the I formation, shoving the offensive line forward for about 6 yards. So right now, with 11 seconds left to go, 2nd down and 4 from Montville as they call another timeout. They're looking to get a cheap score here before the end of the half. Whether it's a bomb or something happened in the end zone, but right now they're moving the ball. Price is out of them, gave them a real good spark here in the second quarter.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the second half now. Now that Waterford has moved the ball so well, and Montville with Tyler Price in the backfield has started to do some things. I think the second half has a chance to be very exciting. Both teams seeming to find a little rhythm offensively here in the first half.
Yeah, that's it. Like you just said, rhythm. Rhythm is everything, and the pace. They got Davis up the middle. You got Price coming from the backfield, 7 carries for 81 yards. So Montville has found offensive rhythm in the last 6 minutes.
11 seconds remaining here in the first half. 21-14, Waterford on top of Montville. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. We're live from Montville High School. Kalash from the shotgun. Hands the ball off on a reverse. It goes to Price. Price tries to get to the outside. He dodges a tackler. Gets to the edge. Down the sideline. Tyler Price bumped out of bounds inside Waterford territory to the 45-yard line, but it looks like the clock has run out. We'll see if the officials give him an extra second to run a play or if that's going to be the end of the first half. I think he got out of bounds. The officials are putting up time. They're saying yes.
2 seconds on the clock, Casey. They say he stepped out with 2 seconds on the clock.
So to set the stage, Montville has a chance for one more play. They're at the Waterford 45-yard line. 2 seconds remaining in the first half. Johnson goes wide right. Wide left is Petherick. Price in the slot, running downfield. Kalash pressured. Kalash is going to keep it himself, and that's going to be the last play of the first half as Cody Kalash got 10, but taken to the ground. So we're at halftime, ladies and gentlemen, at Montville High School. Your score at the half, Waterford High School 21, Montville 14. We have now at the M.J. Sullivan halftime show. We're going to bring in, of course, the great Mike DeMoro of the New London Day, and it is time for the sports doctor to make a house call. Doctor.
Thank you, Casey O'Neill. Friday Night House Call with the Sports Doctor here on GameDayToday.com. M.J. Sullivan halftime show. And we are at halftime, 21-14 in a very, very competitive football game. It is senior night here tonight at Montville High School, and there's a lot cooking. We are ending the end of the regular season in high school football. We talked about some of the locals from the ECC who are trying to qualify for state tournament play. That would be Killingly, Ledyard, and Bacon Academy, the Redmen. And when you look around the state right now, obviously in the top 10, Southington in the New London Day poll holds that perch, and I think they've held that perch all year long. Southington is the defending Class L champions. They beat NFA last year, so they haven't missed a beat. Their quarterback is going to UConn. They are loaded. And we look across the state, Darien is second, New Canaan is third. Mad Dog Russo is from New Canaan.
I know
Did
that.
you know that, Mike?
Yes.
Shelton is fourth. Windsor is fifth. North Haven sixth. Ansonia is seventh. Ansonia lost in the state tournament last year to Old Lime Valley. Yeah.
Old Lime Valley.
Yeah. Glastonbury is eighth. Weathersfield is ninth. And Notre Dame of West Haven sits there at 10th. And obviously on the outside looking in, but in very, very good position to get into the Class M state tournament is Ledyard getting some votes, and obviously Bacon Academy a few votes, and Killingly as well, a few votes as well, Mike. So the Class M division is stockpiled full of ECC teams in the state tournament.
Before we get to that,
All right.
did you see Duke got beat the other night? Did you?
Yes, we've already. Yes.
Did we talk about that?
We did talk about it. Yes, that's the only time. That is the only time of the year I ever root for Kentucky in basketball, when they play Duke.
Somebody who was sitting on this row that we're here right now was telling me how good this guy Brandon something is for Duke. Terrible.
No, he's awful. He's awful. He should wait till the end of this.
I thought
he knows Simmons
he was
from
a
LSU.
basketball guy over there.
Yeah, well.
You know? Shoot the ball.
Also, on my rec league team, my Ledyard kids knocked his team off. Beat him. Yeah, we beat him. Yeah. Yeah. He didn't even, he snubbed me when I came in the booth tonight. He didn't talk to me. He didn't say, hey, Mike, what's going on? Hey, Stacker, what's up? He said, Keith, I am not talking to you.
Yep.
You know, now we're just, we're part of the crew, but we're not talking. How you doing?
I'm good. It's cold out there.
Yeah, listen, we'll get into some stuff across the state about this game real quick. Nice wrinkle here by.
It's a good game.
It's a good game, and a nice wrinkle by Tanner Grove by putting Tyler Price in the backfield. He's a playmaker. He's got some speed. If they weren't going to throw the ball to him, utilize him the best they could by getting him the ball in the backfield.
Yeah, I think Montville should just stick with what they do. 5 yards at a time. Don't worry about this scoreboard. Just do what you do.
Christian Davis running the ball very effectively up front. Tyler Price out of the backfield. Nothing fancy about it. They got a big offensive line. Murtha and Sullivan and these other kids up front. So, the game started to get away from them a little bit. It was 21-6. You know what? And they came right down, bread and butter. A huge drive. Yep. Huge drive. But also, I like what I see from Waterford, too. I mean, their offense in the first half, they showed you quite a bit. They showed you spread. They showed you shotgun. They showed you the speed of their own. And they got Chase Speller and Jake Manguel, who is one of my favorite kids in the ECC. A throwback, Mike. He plays football, plays basketball, he plays them all.
Yeah. I thought, we saw them, Keith, one Saturday night against
Stonington, yeah.
And this is a much different team.
Yeah,
Much different team.
We talked to both coaches throughout the course of the week. We talked to Tanner Grove, and we talked to Coach Strecker this week. Casey and I doing our prep for the game. And they both talked about finishing the season off with a little bit of pride. I think both coaches expected a little more coming into this season, but there's no reason why we're not going to finish. And the seniors on both sides of the, whether it's Waterford or Montville, the seniors want to finish the season 6-4.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, they would have Wyndham coming up
Wednesday night.
That's a tough assignment.
Yeah, and then
certainly win this game.
Right, and then Waterford plays East Lyme, I believe, on Thanksgiving Day. So a good football game, and again, I like seeing the kids. Like Jake Manguel, who have been around a little bit, who play. I mean, we're not done with this kid. We're going to see him during basketball season.
Yeah.
You're going to see him during baseball season, and he's going to be the same kid. He's upbeat. He's positive. He's out there. Throwback in this day and age of high school sports.
I agree. Yeah, and he made some big plays at the end of basketball season last year.
Yep.
Nice to see him doing well. You're right, Keith.
Yep. It is MJ Sullivan halftime report. It is Mike DeMauro. He is columnist. He is Mr. Everything in sports in southeastern Connecticut. Mike, a bit of an ugly issue that you had written about this morning or last night, and again this morning's day, and what was going on the other end of the state in the CIAC and high school football.
Yeah, Keith. But there's just to clue everybody in. 4 football players who are playing at Berlin.
Yes.
Turns out they were living in
New Britain.
In New Britain, and it was one of those things where there's a difference between violating rules and totally thumbing your nose at them.
Okay.
And that's what this is.
All right.
I mean, everybody, you can't convince me that everybody involved in that Berlin program didn't know exactly what
of course, Mike. They are. I mean, I'll give an opinion. Of course they know about it, Mike.
Yeah. And don't all of a sudden start blaming everybody else now. You did it, now you pay for it.
Right. Now, Mike, so kids at the school know about this. So how is a story like this leaked? How does this go from being, the season to now a story and rear its ugly head?
Well, Keith, what happened is that I don't know if it was the coaches, the administrators, somebody in New Britain hired a PI to follow these kids between their home and their school.
Right.
And one of the things that was reported in the Current, which I almost laughed when I read it, is the PI gets on video a kid leaving his house in New Britain with his Berlin football helmet.
No, that's a problem.
Carrying it.
That's a problem.
I mean, and it's not just a one-time thing. It was like every day.
Right.
So they got them.
Mike, do kids from New Britain know about this?
They all knew about it.
Okay, so all right, well, then you.
Well, the difference though this year, Keith, is that Berlin was in the playoff race.
Okay.
And
New Britain
wasn't. And that could have been one reason why. Hey, maybe if we've got these 4 kids, things are a little different.
Okay. All right. Mike, so I got to ask you, too, and like I said, I try and stay away from the politics and stay away from the opinions and stuff like that, but, the landscape of high school sports has changed so much throughout the course of, let's say, the last 10 years, with the school of choice. Is this different?
Well, yeah, technically it is different.
Okay.
Because a school of choice allows you to live in one town and
because they offer a program that another school does not offer. Is that how that works? I mean, you seem a little naive to it.
Right? But. No, that's it. So if, for instance, if our stat guy wanted to go play in New London, he could and live where he does because
he'd go to the magnet school. Okay,
right.
All right.
But the other way around, Keith, a New London kid wants to go to Waterford.
Right.
He's got to move to Waterford.
Right.
Or pay
to go there, like just like out of his own NFA or something like that. You have to pay money to go to school there. So, Mike, what does this whole mean? What does this whole story mean? What is the CIAC's role in this? What are the school's responsibilities? I mean, obviously, we think we all know it's a violation.
Yeah.
I mean, is the CIAC doing enough about this? How do you penalize a program? Do you penalize the football program and the football program only, or do you penalize the athletic departments themselves?
Well, they made football forfeit.
Okay.
All the games in which those kids played.
Right.
They fined the school system, whatever you want, $4,000.
Okay.
And the 4 kids in question can't play sports the rest of the year.
Okay,
Any sport anywhere.
Okay, now what about the coach? The coach has got to be a hatchet guy here too, as well.
The CIAC, I don't think has any power over him. That's something the school system's got to do.
I mean, you would tend to think internally, though, the school system would do something.
You would, yeah. I mean, they've suspended him for the game next week,
and that's it.
Well,
that you know
we'll
of.
see. I mean, don't forget. Here's a guy who wins 7 or 8 games every
no, I
year.
understand
Good
that.
for the school. You got to play the game a little bit.
Right.
Me, I get rid of him. I think he's always going to be labeled as a cheater.
Cheater.
For
Okay.
And I don't think that's what you want you know, I don't think you want the biggest sport in your school to be
Marred.
He'd be the face.
Okay,
of your
gotcha.
biggest sport in the school, and he's a cheat.
All right, and Mike, now I was talking to Casey about this a little bit too. Out of these three teams that we've seen from the ECC that are trying to vie for a state tournament, we have Killingly, you have Ledyard, and you have Bacon. Who is the team that's built to win a state championship or possibly win a state championship that you've seen?
Killingly.
I agree. And Casey said Ledyard. I like the way Killingly does that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen a lot of high school football this year, and I like the way Killingly does the thing.
Yeah, and you know what? I think the better answer would be, let me see their draw first.
Okay.
And I'll give you an answer.
He is Mike DeMauro. Yeah, I hear you.
The way it's going right now, Ledyard might end up with a tech school in the first round.
Yes.
That changes everything. That's a scrimmage.
Right. What I've seen on the field, I saw Killingly on a Saturday morning, texting you, dismantle a good Bacon team.
Yeah.
We've seen Bacon beat a Ledyard team.
Yeah.
I've seen Killingly, beat Montville last week. But right now, it just seems like on both sides of the ball that Killingly has a little more to offer, especially on the offensive side.
Yeah.
They could actually make some plays where Ledyard seems to be just a little bit constricted. But who knows? You could always wheel out Ty Edden, and he can make the throws.
Right. And one thing, Jimmy Unicor keeps hinting at is that the later they get into this season, the more you're going to start to see Ebden and what he can.
Yeah.
And what he can do.
And I haven't seen a team.
That'll be interesting to see.
I haven't seen a team better prepared or make adjustments better than Ledyard. They are fundamentally sound. They make adjustments. They're very well coached.
Very well. Yeah. And this might be the year. This may be the year that Class M doesn't have that truly dominant team.
Right.
I mean, St. Joe's really good. He lost to Ansonia a couple years before. I mean, there's nobody like that.
Right.
So I don't think this is one of his best teams, but sometimes those are the ones that win.
Yeah, Mike, we're running down into Week 10, Week 11 here in the NFL, and things are really starting to shape up. Cream's rising to the top. Patriots are undefeated still. I think Cincinnati showed their true self on offense the other night. I really don't have any faith in Andy Dalton whatsoever. You got to win a playoff game first, Mike. They can do whatever they want to do. They don't win a playoff game. Yeah, it's terrible. Against a Houston team that, in my opinion, is shot. So a couple of things. I mean, obviously Denver's got some big troubles. Green Bay, I think, is the team that really shocks me the most. They've got some big troubles there. I think there's something going on with Rodgers.
He doesn't have any receivers.
Well, I mean, he's got Cobb. He's
look at this. He's looking at me.
James Jones. I mean, listen. But I'll tell you one team that is for real, and that's Arizona. If they can keep Carson Palmer upright, Arizona's got a real good team.
They're coming out of the NFC, and I think the only team in the AFC that can beat the Pats is
it's Pittsburgh. Yeah,
if they stay healthy.
Right. Even without the running back.
Yeah, I think the two receivers, Roethlisberger, they got.
They're pretty good.
That would be but the way it's. I mean, they would have to come. They would have to win it up here, and I don't know that's going to happen.
Giants will probably win the NFC East. Listen, I don't want to hear nothing more about the Cowboys. They're 2-7. Tony Romo cannot save that sinking ship, Mike. Philly, I certainly don't like Chip Kelly, his style of offense. Their quarterbacks are terrible. Sam Bradford is a bad fit. DeMarco Murray's a bad fit. I mean, everything's gone wrong for Philly this year. And the Redskins, I mean, who the hell knows about the Redskins, Mike?
Can the Giants win the division at 5-11?
8-8?
At 5-11?
Wait, 5-11? No,
I'm just kidding.
No. 8-8. The Giants can win the division at 8-8.
They probably could win at 8-8. I mean, I don't know. They're all over the place.
Yeah.
Keith. You never know what you're going to get out of them.
They played pretty well last week against New England, though. I mean, it's just they could suit up me and Casey and you, and they give the Patriots a hard time. There's something about them. They got their number.
Well, I think last week Edelman's injury was huge. To that game.
Yep.
I mean that game is totally different.
And moving forward, Bill Belichick has a plan for everything that works and everything that doesn't work, for every injury. But this one here with Edelman, you're asking Amendola to step up and take on a role, a tough physical receiver, that goes across the middle. That Edelman's Brady's binky.
Yeah, and now what you got to worry about is somebody else getting hurt.
Right.
If that happens, although I will say this, I think this is their best defense in a while.
They're pretty solid. They look pretty good.
Really good defense.
Are you going up tomorrow? Are you going to Fenway tomorrow?
Not a chance.
Mike, it's your Boston College, your alma mater.
I can't.
Mike, it's the Shamrock Series
Right.
at Fenway Park. How many times you go to Fenway when you're in college?
All the time.
1,000 times.
Yeah. I'm going to watch my team get beat, surrounded by 35,000 Notre Dame fans.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
You're not going to go.
I'll pass.
You could have got a media credential.
If I'm
you
not
could have
there,
went to
start
Fenway.
without me.
You could have casket flagging, had a little burger before
I
the
wouldn't
game.
have left. I would have
You just
stayed
didn't
in
get casket flagging.
And then who would drive me home?
Have you seen? Yeah,
No.
your wife would come pick you up.
Oh, sure she would.
Have you seen pictures of Fenway Park all done up like this? Have you seen it? This is ND. We are ND, the big Under Armours on the Green Monster.
Although, I will say this. The Prudential building is in BC colors all week.
All right, there you go.
Maroon and gold. So at least we got that.
Mike, we're coming up to the end of game day. We got another week or so left, and we have Thanksgiving football, which should be, a real good game. We've got Fitch against Ledyard, and the football project and the games we've been doing this year for the day. Very happy with them.
I would say, Keith, our approval rating has never been higher. Everywhere I go, I can't believe what you guys are doing. It's great. The coaches, principals. I mean, people who I know can't stand us. Even they're like, this is pretty good.
There's a couple of them guys sprinkled up north, isn't it? 395 in your way.
This is pretty good.
Right.
And we have a 10. We're going to do at least 10 basketball games.
Yeah.
We start January 5th.
Yep. London at Waterford.
At
next
Waterford,
to the
so
shot maker over here.
Schmuck next to me better have a good game
just shoot the
that
ball.
night.
Mike, thanks for a few minutes tonight.
Absolutely.
You stay warm. That is Mike tomorrow. He's wearing his BC jacket. He is not going to the game tomorrow, and I may make my way up to Fenway tomorrow. I may go check him out. Look at the old ball coach is up here too. Look at this guy. Coach, jeez, boy, Casey, we got everybody's up here now, huh?
Who was the kicker? I gotta get Mike's attention. Mike, who was the kicker that beat Notre Dame?
David Gordon.
All right, David Gordon. Is there a David Gordon sighting in Boston this week?
Oh, guys, don't. You're a Notre Dame fan. Don't get this guy going a little bit.
I gotta keep him plugged in and involved. He's checked out on us already.
Yeah, Coach Mike Emery's walking into the booth. We got a love fest up here. There's lots going on.
No David Gordon.
No David Gordon tomorrow.
All right.
Coach, how's your swing over there? Let me talk. Coach, how's your swing? All right? He says, yeah, Keith, you got my Cobra hat on.
Marcus Outlaw healthy and playing tomorrow?
Yeah.
So if those of you out there listening, no matter what you say, you can tune in and watch a local kid play on national television in a game. And when Notre Dame's up 62-7, it doesn't matter. You still got a local kid playing.
So you've got Clemson number 1. Obviously, you've got Alabama number 2, Ohio State number 3, and Notre Dame number 4. The teams are starting to fall by the wayside a little bit, Casey, with some of the losses. Obviously, Baylor losing, TCU losing, a couple of teams that are creeping up the ladder a little bit. Obviously, Oklahoma looks really good coming down the stretch. So there's a couple of teams. Oklahoma State still sitting there at number, 5 in the country? 6 behind. Iowa's number 5.
There you go.
Iowa's number 5, I'm sorry. So, I mean, there's still a lot of football to be made, especially with Ohio State. When I looked at them, they've got to play Michigan State, Michigan, and then possibly an undefeated Iowa team, the Big Ten championship game.
And the team that's starting to creep up on everybody in the ACC is North Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, the Clemson, who looked like they were going to run away with the ACC and had no challengers left, suddenly that North Carolina offense. Now, North Carolina's in a trap game this week. They're at Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
In Frank Beamer's
lame duck Frank Beamer.
Beamer's last game at Virginia Tech.
Right.
And the one thing that they've always been able to do is come up with defenses. But watch out for that North Carolina football team. They could beat Clemson, and that hurts Notre Dame only in so much as Notre Dame's loss being at Clemson. But these teams are all going to shake themselves out. I think Alabama has shown that they're now playing that postseason football.
They're true metal.
Yeah.
That's a tough team. They rise up every single week, no matter who they play. I mean, all talk about LSU and Leonard Fournette, 31 yards rushing. All talk about Dak Prescott and Mississippi State coming in number 17 in the country. No problem. Alabama may pick them off early like Ole Miss did.
Not late in the season.
No, not come crunch time, Casey.
No, and I think Ohio State, if they can run the gauntlet, Ohio State belongs there. But either them or Iowa is going to have one of those spots because if Iowa beats Ohio State, they'll sneak in from where they are. But we talked about the Big 12 beating each other up. They're doing exactly what we thought they were going to do. Oklahoma is not going to be able to overcome that bad loss to Texas.
Right.
And that's a fascinating. By the way, the Texas job is fascinating because the Texas head coach is rumored to be going to Miami.
Yes.
And if the Texas job opens up, they will
Charlie Strong. Yeah.
Every single person you'll be rumored to go to. Every single person.
That's a big time job, though. You needed an Urban Meyer. You need one of those big personas, and Nick Saban.
There's no recruiting base in the country better than Texas.
And we talk about history of football, and history of college football, and the Heisman Trophy winners with Ron Dane, with Earl Campbell, and Vince Young, and there's resources at Texas.
Except Ron Dane went to Wisconsin.
I'm sorry. Who was it? Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams. Trying to think of that other guy that didn't make it in the NFL. Ron Dane. I would get that. Ricky Williams.
You'll hear outlandish names. You'll hear Harbaugh to Texas,
right,
even though he's comfortable at Michigan. You'll hear Kelly to Texas. You'll hear every big-time college, everyone who's not Nick Saban.
Right.
You'll hear rumored to go to Texas.
You can win there, though.
Anybody, that's the thing. But Saban won't leave Alabama. But other than him, there is not a coach.
You don't think Saban would jump ship and go to Texas?
No, he's got the perfect. He'll win in Alabama for as long as he's there. He'll
no, all right.
Because here's the thing: as much as the recruiting base of Texas is there, Alabama has, is a program of national repute.
Absolutely.
And they can recruit the country. It's not like the old days where it's not like the best player in Texas is going to go to Texas. The best player in Texas is going to go to Alabama.
Right.
If Alabama wants him. So
right.
If you're the best player wherever you are, you'll go wherever they want you to go.
Well, and you bring up the thing about Charlie Strong going down to Miami to take the job. Probably a perfect fit for him because he's got a bit of that pipeline down there, through Florida in the circuit and whatnot. But because he was very good at Louisville. Yeah. I think that Texas job is just a little too big for him.
And I think he can recruit better, and he will be able to recruit better at Miami than he was able to recruit at Texas. Even though he had access to more players at Texas, I think he'll be able to do a better job recruiting at Miami. So
we are halftime here. I'm sorry, we are halftime here. It's the MJ Sullivan halftime show. Mike DeMauro chimes in for a few like he always does. Casey O'Neill and I get a chance to kick around some fun stuff. It is 21-14 in a very, very competitive ball game as we start the second half. Waterford will receive the kickoff to start the second half, so very important for Montville to get that score before half. And Waterford is going to be going right to left on your radio dial. And with that, I give you the voice of game day, Mr. Casey O'Neill.
Thank you, Sports Doctor. 21-14, Waterford on top of the Montville High School Indians. We are about to start quarter number 3 here at Montville High School on a brisk Friday night as we near the end of the high school football season. Of course, Thanksgiving Day on Thursday will be the culmination of a season in the regular season, and then it's on to the playoffs. 3 ECC medium teams in the hunt. Cody Kalash to kick off for Montville. Approaches the football, hits a low squib line drive, bouncing at the 30-yard line, and Waterford is just going to fall on it. There was no chance of a return that time, and wisely, Waterford just fell on it, but the officials are saying bring it back. So right off the bat, we have a no play on the first play of the. So their official's putting his hands up. We're going to get an offsides penalty. How is that even possible?
That's a kickoff. I'm not too sure.
How can you be offsides on the kickoff?
I don't know. I mean, offsides on Montville. So we had a player run across the 40 before the ball was kicked.
But would that be offsides?
No, it'd be a false start.
You would think so.
Yes.
Either way, 5-yard penalty against the Montville High School Indians. Backs Kalash up to the 35-yard line. Rocchetti is back deep, and there's very little chance that he'll see this football, as Kalash is a squib or a line drive kicker, so not much chance Rocchetti's going to see the ball deep. But we'll try to start quarter number 3 again. Kalash approaches the football and hits a low line drive, and Rocchetti will take it at the 20-yard line. Surprise, surprise, straight up the field. Mike Rocchetti tries to bounce outside, and he can't do it. He's wrangled at the 32-yard line, and that's where Waterford will take over on their first possession of the second half.
So after an extended halftime, about 20 minutes for senior night here at Montville High School, Waterford comes out of the locker room, and let's see what they can come up with here on the offensive side of the ball. Very important for them to reestablish themselves, get the rhythm and the tempo going, and that's both teams coming out of the locker room.
Nice job at halftime, by the way, of the band out there and the top doing the tribute to Top Gun. They had the crowd involved. They were all dressed up. A lot of fun. Waterford comes out in Mangual, will be in the shotgun. Speller is the lone setback with him. They got trips right. In motion, Rocchetti. Mangual hands the ball off of Rocchetti. Inside trap, breaks the tackle, tries to get the outside. Can't do it. Cleaned up very quickly by Emmanuel Diaz, and a loss on first down. Good job by Diaz getting Rocchetti in the backfield.
Yeah, Diaz shot the gap over the center right there, Casey, and made a nice tackle and brought Rocchetti down. And you like the theatrics. You like the Top Gun themes, and you like that kind of stuff.
Performer, Harkey.
Sure.
2nd and 14. Loss of 4 on the play. Hoagland goes out wide right. Speller is the lone setback for Waterford. Mangual to throw, lofts it downfield, incomplete, looking for Keating. He was defended by Price, but more importantly, pressure was put on the play that time. Shooting in was number 64, Jack Ware, and he got Mangual right as he was releasing the football.
Yeah, no chance that time for Mangual as he was looking to go deep downfield. He didn't even have a chance to set his feet and square his shoulders. So that time in a definite passing situation, Montville bringing pressure and getting to Jake Mangual, taking it out of his comfort zone.
And it will bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 14, ball at the 30-yard line. Mangual in the shotgun. Snaps good. Mangual straight drop. Going to throw. Pressured and sacked. Down he goes at the hands of Christian Diaz. The pressure was put on by big Kevin Murtha. And Diaz cleaned it up. Mangual sacked, and Waterford is going to have to punt 3 and out on their first possession.
That's the down and distance. We did not see that Waterford offense in the first half. 3rd and 14, 3rd and 15. And Montville wasn't going to sit back that time and let Mangual make a play. Great defensive stand that time, coming out of the locker room by the Indians, Casey. Very important for them.
Hoagland stands at his own 10 to punt the ball away. Tyler Price at his own 40 awaiting the punt. We saw Hoagland with a boomer in the first half. Hoagland, low line drive kick this time, lands at the 50-yard line and takes a great Waterford bounce where it will roll all the way to the 27-yard line. So a huge punt again by Hoagland of the untraditional variety. And Montville will have its first possession at its own 27-yard line with 10:24 remaining in period.
You know, it's such a luxury, Casey, for a high school team to have a kicker like Hoagland. You know, he can kick a long field goal. He's almost automatic on extra points. You know, when you're talking about a game of field position as well, you know, he's got 2 punts for over 45 yards in this game. Yeah, he's got a big leg. It's a luxury for a high school team.
We saw Montville on its last possession of the first half with Tyler Price at running back have a lot of success moving the football. Let's see what they come out with this time. They're going to send Bradley Johnson wide right, Patherick wide left, and they are going to go. Now they're going to have Quidgen as the fullback with Tyler Price. Another new look. Handoff goes to Tyler Price, straight up the middle. Price cuts it back to the left and gains about 5 on first down. Nice vision that time by Tyler Price, but with Quidgen at fullback instead of Christian Davis, it's another different look for Montville.
Yeah, and Montville's made some adjustments here at the end of the, about midway through the second quarter, like you said, bringing Price in there. Now a different look with Quidgen. Good run that time by Tyler Price. Up the gut. We've seen most of his stuff on the edge, getting some speed, but that time straight power football by Montville.
2nd and 6, ball at the 32-yard line. 9:55 remaining here in the third period. Montville with its first possession of the second half. Twins right, power I, Kalash under center. Straight drop, Kalash wants to throw, rolls to the right. Plenty of time. He's not going to throw, he's going to keep it himself, but not a lot there. Tackle on the play made by Kincasia, but we're going to get a flag on the play. We'll see what the officials want to call.
Looks like it's holding in the middle of the field that time. Away from the ball, too. Well away from the ball.
Noah Kincasia came in from his linebacker position to wrap up Kalash, and that was despite the holding that was existing out there on the edge.
Straight run that time by Kalash, coming down the line and looking forward and just nowhere to go that time.
We're going to get a personal foul, actually, against Montville. That is going to be a very costly penalty. That's going to back them up significantly, take away that big early first down gain by Price, and put them instead in 2nd and long.
A tough break there for the Montville offense. That play was away from the ball, a little extracurricular activity. And again, it will bring up, it's 2nd down and probably close to 20 yards here. The 5th penalty tonight for Montville for 50 yards tonight. So that one proves to be costly, Casey O'Neill.
They are going to back them up all the way down inside. Ball's going to be marked at the 20-yard line. So, wow, big penalty that time against Montville. It's going to bring up 2nd and 20. With the ball at the 20-yard line. 9:37 remaining in the third period. Montville comes up to the line of scrimmage. Price will be the tailback in the I. Davis back in at fullback. Johnson wide right. Petherick wide left. Handoff goes to Price up the middle. Price breaks a tackle and gets to about the 25-yard line. Gain of 4. Going to bring up 3rd and long.
8 in the box that time for the Waterford defense. They were going to snuff out any kind of run up the middle that Montville may have had in mind. Wide receivers are one-on-one coverage on the outside, and that time, in the last couple plays, Waterford bringing extra people up to the line of scrimmage.
Tyler Price got back almost to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 with 9 minutes remaining here in period number 3. That was by the way, we'll talk about the penalty on Montville after this play because it's a new rule change that occurred this year in high school football, and we'll talk about it in a moment. 3rd and 12, Kalash under center. Straight drop, now rolls right. Kalash is going to keep it, looking for a block on the end. Doesn't get it. Speller up from his safety position is going to wrap him up, and the ball is going to be at the 30-yard line. There was no chance of that play getting 12 yards.
Right, and back-to-back series, we saw Waterford in 3rd and 14. Now we see Montville in 3rd and 12, and, a tough down and distance for these teams tonight.
The personal foul on Montville was for hitting a defenseless player, and this year in high school football, the rule changed so that what used to be the crackback blocks,
right,
the blocks where you had a player
engaged a little bit.
You can make no contact whatsoever.
Right.
Kalash is back to punt. Kalash gets the snap and hits a high end-over-end kick that bounces at the Waterford 45-yard line, goes left, and it'll be downed there by Petherick. And Waterford will set up shop at its own 40-yard line. 7:55 remaining here in period number 3.
Yeah, Waterford's got good field position here to start the second possession of the second half. And, looking to regain the offensive rhythm they had early going in the game and trying to keep that rolling a little bit. This is a good football game. It's 21-14 right now with about 8 minutes left to go. See if Waterford get something moving in the right direction.
And as much as I like what Montville did defensively in its last series, offensively, they didn't look like they were giving themselves much of a chance to move the football. Those quarterback rollouts have not done a lot. They haven't fooled anything.
With no option to throw on that either.
Too much speed on the Waterford edge. Mangual under center, straight handoff off left tackle. It goes to Speller, and he's tripped up pretty quickly. Alex Quidgen shot the gap and got Speller after a gain of maybe a half a yard, 2nd and long. And Montville, a completely different approach to the run stop here in half number 2.
Yeah, they're plugging people, some extra linebackers in some of those run gaps and shooting them. Again, there's another team that's stacking the line of scrimmage, 8, 9 guys in the box, almost challenging Waterford to throw the ball. And I said in the first half, there's some plays they made through the air for the Waterford Lancers.
Trips right for Waterford, 4 receivers total. Mangual in the shot. He's going to hand off to Speller on the read option. Speller with a spin, nifty move. What a nice run that time by Chase Speller to get about 8 yards. He was hit in the backfield and spun right off.
Little Barry Sanders-like move in the backfield. Looked like number 20 back there for the Lions. A nice job by Speller to avoid one of the first tackler and get positive yardage. Now, this is what Waterford likes. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, much better than 3rd and 10, 3rd and 12 case.
A lot of things they can do out of this set. They've got Keating wide left, Hoagland wide right. In the backfield is Speller. Rocchetti on the edge. Pitch it goes to Speller. Speller trying to get to the right edge. Has it. Going to be run out of bounds right at the first down marker, but I think he has enough. We'll see if they move the chains. Ball marked down at around the Montville 45. They're looking for a spot right now, and they are marking it right at the thing.
Wow, I said, wow. That's not a very gracious spot down there. I mean, it's 100 yards away from me, but I can, but I'm just saying it's not a very gracious spot.
Well, my binoculars tell me.
Listen, I went to get glasses today, too, so we won't talk about that. I went to the optometrist.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say anything, but a man of your age, it's remarkable that you don't have glasses already.
Yeah.
The full-blown glasses or the little readers?
Getting progressives.
Oh, no. Oh, you know what that means? It means your vision's going to get progressively worse.
Good thing I have insurance.
Oh, man.
Progressives.
That's no good. So
it's a necessity, though, Casey. It can maybe not be any good, but it's a necessity.
I mean, what do you really need to be able to see for anyway?
I don't drive at night. I drive for a living. I got to read the paper. I got to read the program at Belmont. Okay, all right. So, I mean, there you go.
4th and inches. Ball is marked right at the 45-yard line of Montville. Waterford's going to go. Mangual under center. Look for him to keep it, and he does. Not a lot of push. Mangual reaches out with the football.
I don't think he got it.
It's going to depend on the spot, but there was no push at all. Great job by the Montville front. Mangual kept churning, and he reached out with the ball. It's going to depend entirely on the spot of the football. Montville said no, And they're running off the
He didn't get it. Now, listen, Manguel was successful down on the goal line twice on the quarterback sneak, but not there from the 45-yard line. And credit Sullivan and big Kevin Murtha up front for the Montville Indians as they pinched the center and drove Manguel back a yard.
So Montville will take over on downs at their own
Big stop.
46-yard line. Big stop with 6:29 remaining in period number 3. Waterford on top 21-14, but a little momentum swinging to the Indians' way after that big fourth down stop. Oh, we're going to see a different formation now. Quidgen sprinting off the field. He's got to hurry, and he's not going to get
12 guys in the huddle, boy.
They had Davis as the fullback and Price as the tailback. Quidgen thought he was in the game at fullback, couldn't get off in time, and we're going to get 12 men on the field against the Indians. Tough way to start after that fourth down hold.
Yeah, I mean, and that is a new formation. 12 men in the field.
They had ones on defense already.
They did. They did a little confusion, like you said. I mean, maybe because the last series, Quidgen thought he was in, Davis thought he was in, so some confusion there. Oh, they're waving the flag off now.
They're saying that he would have gotten off the field in time, or they're calling a timeout. They're saying that they called timeout in time. So timeout was called by Montville with 6:30 remaining, 21-14 for Waterford. We'll try to get you a score on that Bacon Academy Griswold game in a moment, the only other game going on in southeastern Connecticut right now. Here at Montville High School, Waterford on top 21-14. You're listening to Game Day, live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien. We've got the Stat Guru. Stat Guru has gone nameless all year long. We're going to tell you that we are going to give a big reveal on Thanksgiving Day, the big reveal of who the Stat Guru actually was. We're going to give you 10 clues throughout the course of the Thanksgiving Day game and see who can solve the identity of the Stat Guru. The junior voice of Game Day is out playing soccer with his cousin right now. And
Mrs. Game Day.
Mrs. Voice of Game Day.
Right now, Casey, I've got 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. Griswold 21, Bacon Academy 14.
So they've got a dogfight there up in Griswold. First and 10, Montville. Kalash under center. Handoff goes to Price. Price wide open in second level before he's even touched all the way up to the first down marker. Tyler Price with a big gain before Kincasia wraps him up. But that's going to be a first down on first down. Or, nope, it's going to be a gain of 9.5, so 2.5 yard. But great first down run by Tyler Price into Waterford territory.
Yeah, and just as I speak, it's the end of the third quarter up at Griswold, and they now lead Bacon 27-14. So in that trap game, that letdown game for Bacon Academy, Griswold's no slouch there. They're a very tough team.
They will. What a thing for Griswold to have beaten Bacon and Killingly in the same season. Price gets the handoff. He's going to have the first down, puts his feet into work, puts his head down, drives forward to the 40-yard line. Great run on second down. Tyler Price, first down Indians.
How much more easier is it to manage a game from the offensive side of the ball when it's second down and 4, second down and 3? Down and distance dictates everything pretty much, on the high school level. But the play calling is easier. When you're moving the ball downhill, it's a lot better than being stuck in the, second and 9, second and 10, second and 11 scenario.
Here we go now. First and 10, Montville from the 40-yard line. Kalash under center, power I. Kalash hands off to Price. Price into the center. Price breaks a tackle. Price head down. First down, Indians all the way to the 22-yard line. Tyler Price has found a home in the backfield. Wait a minute, check that. That was Glidden, 23. Austin Glidden on the run. They snuck Glidden into the game that time. Nice job by Glidden.
Glidden says, give me the rock, coach. And you know what? Montville right now running downhill, Casey. The offensive line, the big people up front moving bodies out of the way for Waterford. A big hole there that time for the Indians.
Price back into the football game in the eye. This got him back in the game. Hand off to Davis on the fullback dive. Christian Davis breaks a tackle. Davis puts his head down. He's going to have 6 on first down. So Montville now running Price and Glidden and Davis rotating backs, rotating carries, but everyone churning off offensive yards.
Yeah, 9 carries for 61 yards unofficially for Davis. And again, he saw a lot of action in the first quarter. Just a couple touches here as of late, but again, good positive yardage on first down. Keep things moving forward.
Now, Davis comes off and Price comes off. Quidgen goes into the ballgame. So Montville trying to keep some fresh legs. Now you're going to have Quidgen in the backfield along with the aforementioned Glidden. So now you've got Quidgen and Glidden as the 2 new running backs. Hand off to Glidden. Glidden has a first down. Glidden's got more. Spinning down all the way inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Austin Glidden, the junior running back. So Montville rotating entire backfields.
Yeah, these little changes that Montville has done with fresh legs, I mean, midway through the second quarter when they put Price in the backfield, they basically committed themselves to running the football, paid off big time.
First and goal, Indians, ball at the 5-yard line. We've got Quidgen as the fullback, Glidden as the tailback from the power I. Kalash under center, hands to Glidden. Glidden off left tackle, puts his head down, drives his feet forward. Thinks he's got it in. Touchdown, Montville. Austin Glidden.
3 carries for 37 yards and a touchdown on that drive alone, Casey. You know, and Glidden's brother is Jeremiah Crowley, the kid who ran for over 500 yards on his very same field a few years back. So keep it in the family, the Montville Indians.
And we have seen a whole bunch of different running backs. This time it was Austin Glidden from 5 yards. That's going to make it 21-20. Villette will be on for the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. And we've got ourselves a brand new ball game. With 3:48 remaining here in the third period, 21 all. And it's all now a quarter and a half to go.
Yeah, Montville is fired up right now. And Tanner Grove and that coaching staff has basically committed themselves to running the football. I don't think there's any secret about it. Like you said, we're going to keep some fresh legs in the backfield. We're going to rotate some guys in and out. Guys are going to have to step up and make plays, but the people who are making plays especially, that seasoned offensive line, and they're big. They're bigger than Waterford. They're noticeably bigger than Waterford. You know, Waterford's a little more athletic up front, but right now, Montville's offensive line imposing their will, Casey.
I like what he's been doing with Christian Davis and Tyler Price as one set of backs, fullback, tailback, and then he brings Quidgen and Glidden in, fullback, tailback. So entire backfield is rotating and keeping those legs fresh.
Say that 5 times fast.
So the Quidgen Glidden one, I can't
You know, I mean,
that's impossible for
that's
me.
a very, very tough combination here.
21-21. Kalash will kick off from the 40-yard line, and after this kickoff, we're going to make a point about Griswold this year, which will be very interesting to our listeners out there. The Griswold High School team, who's currently up on Bacon Academy. Kalash with a low line drive that bounces. Mangual lets it bounce, and it's going to roll down to the 10-yard line where it's picked up by Rocchetti, and Rocchetti brings it out to the 25-yard line where Waterford will have it 1st and 10. So, assuming that Bacon Academy beats Ram on Thanksgiving Day, they're going to make the postseason.
Right.
Which means the Class M will have 3 teams in the postseason, including perhaps the 1 seed Killingly.
Right.
How about Griswold? Has the chance to have beaten 2 Class M postseason teams. Both Bacon Academy
and Killingly week 1.
And as Mike DeMora says, who says the small schools can't compete? Beating 2 Class M teams. 1st and 10, Waterford. Ball at the 26-yard line. Mangual under center. Speller's the lone set. Speller gets the handoff. Breaks a tackle into the secondary where he's ridden down by Patherick. But a gain of 5 on 1st down by Chase Speller.
Yeah, 9 guys in the box that time by Montville. And if Speller can somehow crack that first wave, there's a lot of green out there in front of him. But he's got to get through it first. Montville is doing everything they can on defense to sell out and play the run. But I've said this all game long. There's going to be plays to be made on the outside for these Waterford wide receivers.
Keating wide left, Hoagland wide right. Speller still the set. Inside handoff to Rocchetti. Rocchetti, nothing there. Sullivan and Murtha have been the case in the second half. And I'll tell you, Keith, first half, Waterford did that up-tempo. We haven't seen that, and Montville really seems to have solved what's going on.
Yeah, Montville's dialing in up front, and then Waterford offense has become very vanilla. In the first half, in the first quarter, we saw a lot of movement. We saw a lot of different sets. We saw end-arounds. We saw, like you said, a little bit of trap plays, but nothing right now. It's been straight power football, and I'm not too sure that that's Waterford's game.
Keating goes wide left and Craig wide right. Mangual under center. Straight drop. Mangual on the slant. It is complete to Keating for a 1st down. Nice throw that time from Mangual to Justin Keating. 1st down Waterford. Ball up past the 40 to the 42.
Quick slant, easy pitch and catch that time. 3-step drop by Mangual. Delivered a strike right on the numbers to Keating. And those plays are going to be there because Waterford has got 9 guys in the box and they're one-on-one coverage on the outside, Case.
They love that slant. I'd love to see Tyler Price jump that route, or I'd love to see Waterford go hitch and go. We're going to have a little movement. Waterford jumped that time and drew Montville off sides. Montville had Jack Ware jump over the line of scrimmage, but Ware was very quick to point that Waterford moved. The officials are talking it over right now, but I think you're going to see an illegal procedure against Waterford.
And it's offsides. Wow.
Like I said, you're
It's
going to see
offsides against Montville, yeah.
Against Montville.
Casey, does Waterford's offensive set, does that surprise you a little bit? They've run more of a pro set here and a pro style and much more conservative in the second half.
When they were up-tempo in the first half, they had Montville gassed on
Yeah.
their heels. They were putting Rocchetti in motion and Speller in motion.
Right.
And they had, they stretched the field out and they got guys in space. This is a much more deliberate offense, and Montville has seemed to have a much better time of it up to now. Keating is wide left, Hoagland wide right, Speller's the lone set, Mangual under center again. Mangual straight drop, looking down the field for Hoagland, ball's in the air, incomplete. Glidden on the coverage. The stat guru thought it was pass interference, but that's because he's young, inexperienced, and doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's got a Duke jersey on, too. He's used to getting every call. One-on-one on the outside there, and that was, I believe that was 23 on the coverage.
That was
and
Austin Glidden.
Austin Glidden, yeah, and he just, Mangual, a poorly thrown ball that time, but there's going to be some plays we made for Waterford in the passing game.
Glidden playing good defense, something the stat guru doesn't know much about. We're going to have 2nd and 5 from the shotgun. Mangual hands off to Speller, and Speller is going to be hit almost immediately by Sullivan. Can't say enough about big Troy Sullivan. He has played huge here in the second half. It's going to bring up 3rd and 5. Was that a little harsh?
That was all right. He's still big time in me because we beat him the other night in rec ball. 12 carries for 50 yards so far for Chase Speller. Much more productive in the first half than he is. He's got 5 carries for 14 yards in the second half.
1:25 remaining here in period number 3. Big third down for the Waterford offense and for the Montville defense. Hoagland split right. To the left is Keating. Mangual fakes the handoff. Play action. And it's tipped and incomplete. Glidden jumped the route on Hoagland. Nice job by Austin Glidden, and this is a completely different Montville team. And more importantly, we have an injured Waterford player on the ground that looks like Rocchetti, and that's not what you want to see. We'll update that in a moment, but it's going to be 4th down for Waterford here, and they're going to have to punt. We're going to have to see Hoagland punt it away.
Yeah, this Waterford offense has become very, very vanilla. It's been very predictable in the second half. Run first down, run second down, pass on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. I mean, the element of surprise in the up-tempo and the fast pace that made them successful in the first quarter, which gave them the 21-6 lead, is gone.
Yeah, and on the other side of things, Montville they've made a conscious effort to take away the run, the interior run. They're not allowing that. And I have to say, I can't say enough about Tyler Price and Austin Glidden from the corner positions, locking up the receivers, helping in run support.
They're on islands, Casey.
They are. And right now, this is just a completely different ball game in the second half. Ever since Montville's last possession of the first half, when they moved Price into the running back position, has completely changed the complexion of this football game.
Yeah, and right now, certainly Montville appears to be the much more physical team as well. Run stopping and offensive line, moving out some holes for Price and Glidden too. So, right now Montville's got all the mojo, and momentum is a fickle thing. And right now it's with the team in black.
So with 1:08 remaining in the third period, we're tied at 21. Waterford facing a 4th and 5 from the 48-yard line. They're going to have to punt it away, but we have an injured Lancer on the field. They're attending to them right now.
He's still talking basketball. He's still talking Monday nights or Tuesday nights rec game, this guy next to me.
From what I heard, my spies in the gym said that the stat guru wasn't even on the floor at the end of that game.
I don't know. He might have been. He's got to shoot the ball. He's out there for one reason. He's like Vinnie Johnson, the microwave, instant offense.
Well, and we know he doesn't play defense. So,
he's just too much dribbling. He's
got to shoot the basketball.
pounds the ball.
Shoot the ball.
Yeah, Mike DeMario usually goes to the games, and I don't know why he wasn't there the other night. I was very disappointed in him. I got a text message about 8:15. Who won the game? And I had to tell him, Ledyard. We coached the Ledyard kids. We picked them off. That was a good basketball game, though. And I tell you what, Dave Cornish is the coach over at Ledyard, and he does a nice job with the fall league there. And and there's 100 kids that'd be doing nothing on a Tuesday and a Wednesday night, if they didn't have that league.
Get them in the gym.
Get them playing, of course. And some of the games are very competitive, and we'll see a lot of those guys, down the road during game day and during the high school season and stuff like that. But again, a lot of these teams, Casey, aren't complete because some of the kids are playing football, obviously. But, very, very good, for the kids to get out there and run the floor.
Rocchetti leaves the field under his own power, so that's good to see. Hoagland will punt for Waterford, standing at his own 35-yard line. Price is at his own 15. High snap, fielded nicely by Hoagland, but that affects the punt, and it's his shortest punt of the day. Bounces at the 35 and rolls out of bounds and kicks back inbounds, but it's going to be right at the 30-yard line. So Hoagland did a nice job handling the high snap, but it affected the punt. Montville with good field position at their own 30-yard line. ECC basketball wide open this year. A lot of changes. That great new London team lost a lot to graduation. So Ledyard lost some of its best players to graduation. So it's wide open this year.
Top secret over there in London. Nobody knows what Chop has got in the cupboard. We don't know if it's Bear. We're trying to guess who he's got for players. We know he's got Major Roman, who's probably the best big man in the league, Casey. But, like I said, a lot of question marks.
1st and 10, Montville. We're under a minute here in the third period. We've got Davis and Price as the backfield right now. Hand off to Tyler Price. Price cuts it back inside. He bounces off a tackler at the 35-yard line and gets to 36. On first down, Tyler Price with a gain of 5. Tackle made on the play by Grandieri, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 5 from the 35.
Yeah, Price is a guy who's got to have the ball in his hands. 5 carries for 30 yards here in the second half alone. Very, very productive. 13 carries for 133 yards in the game.
All right, so now we've got Davis at fullback, but Glidden in at tailback. Another change of pace. This time the handoff goes to Glidden off the left tackle. Glidden is grabbed and tackled. Nice job that time by Hoagland from the linebacker spot, and stops Glidden after a gain of 2, but it'll bring up 3rd and short. 3rd and 2 from the 38-yard line for Montville.
Yeah, Montville's only attempted 3 passes this entire game. Kalash has only put the ball in the air 3 times, so heavy dose of running right now. 13 passes total. 3rd and 2, Casey. Very, very good down distance for the Indians here.
That's the end of the third period. Your score at the end of 3, Montville 21, Waterford 21. You're listening to Game Day live on theday.com. Casey O'Neill along with the sports doctor Keith O'Brien. The stat guru over to our right. We've got Mike Tomorrow in the booth. And we are live at Montville High School. 12 minutes of football remaining here in the very good battle between the Indians of Montville High School and the Lancers of Waterford High School. It'll be a short 3rd down for Montville. They'll have the ball at their own 40-yard line here, 39-yard line to be exact, to start period number 4. And we're going to be curious. There's only one other game in the ECC tonight. Bacon Academy was trailing 27-14 going into the 4th quarter, up at Griswold in a game that could cost them a home game in the postseason, and would certainly put a down, because they were on a bye last week, so they're coming off a bye to try to get healthy. Yep. A loss at Griswold would certainly stall some momentum for those Bobcats. Right,
and right now it looks like that they will lose that game with 5 minutes to go. They were down 33-14. So Griswold again, playing with some pride, and geez, boy, oh boy, Bacon Academy, tough road game, tough trap game for them tonight.
3rd and short, Davis and Price. Handoff goes to Price. Price tries to get to the edge, and he's not going to get there. What a great tackle on the edge by Kyle Cardoza, and he's got Price short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th and maybe half a yard. And I think Waterford has held them, but I think Montville might be in position to go for it.
I don't know why they wouldn't. 4-4 on the season. No state playoffs on the line. We're going to play with some pride. And I wouldn't want to kick it. They're going to measure here. I would say just a little bit short.
I'm going to say 3 chain links short of a first down.
Oh, I can't see that far. So, you're going to have to help me out a little bit. The eyesight's the first thing that goes. But is this surprise you that Bacon goes on the road like this? Because, they've already clinched the ECC large. Again, we talk about the next step for this team or this program. Does it surprise you to go on the road and get picked off a little bit?
3 chain links short, by the way, 4th down. At the end of their big win against NFA, I was on the field with Coach Eric Larka.
Yeah.
As well as running back Peter Gazibwe. And I said to both of them, your next game's a trap game, right? Going up to Griswold off this. And they said this, both said the same thing. I would agree with you, but we got the bye. So the whole 2 weeks that we have are going to be focused on not going up there flat. So they knew that going up to Griswold was a trap game. But the bye week, we thought, would alleviate some of that pressure of the trap game. But
this is game day. Waving at you.
Getting away from the team game day down there. Mrs. Game Day. Brother-in-law game day. Junior voice of game day. 4th and inches. Kalash under center. Hands off to Davis. And Davis is going to have a first down for Montville. Big Christian Davis the senior fullback, right behind Sullivan, and it's going to be first down Montville as they cross the 40-yard line to the 42.
Straight power football on 4th and 3 chain links for the Montville Indians that time. Davis, he's a big man up front and just stepped through the line. Casey did what he needed to do. Big drive here for the Montville Indians with 11 and change left to go in the game.
First and 10, Montville. 11:36 remaining in the ball game. We are all tied at 21. Waterford had a 21-6 lead. Montville has come back to tie it at 21 with the football first and 10 at their own 42. Quidgen is the tailback. Price alongside. Kalash fakes it, end around, quarterback keeper on the side. Kalash is in the open. Kalash has got a step. Kalash is to the 35, 20, 25, and down. Cody Kalash all the way to the 25-yard line, where he's finally dragged down by Kevin Grandieri. And we've said that play hasn't worked yet. That time, big play, Cody Kalash.
Yeah, nice block on the outside by Andrew Petherick as well. Kind of sprung Kalash on that. Could have been called for a horse collar, was the Waterford defender, but like you said, that was the first time that play had worked tonight.
They're going to mark it down at the 24-yard line. First and 10, Montville from the 24. Davis is your fullback. Glidden is now the tailback. Hand off to Glidden off right tackle. Glidden tries to bounce outside and is brought down nicely by Concasia after a gain of 4. But Montville's got something cooking here, Keith.
Yeah, Montville's just committed to the run, and they big gain on 4th. They converted a 4th down, Casey. Then they had Kalash come on a little bit of a rollout and had some success on that. But Montville is running the ball downhill now here in the second half. They are winning the battle of the line of scrimmage as well.
Rotating backs every time, 2 different backs. This time it's going to be Davis and Price again. Johnson goes out wide right. Petherick in the slot. Handoff goes to Price up the middle. Nothing there. Nice job by the Waterford defense. Shooting the gap that time was Rolando Rivera from his free safety position. Comes up and makes the tackle. He's going to bring up 3rd and long for Montville.
Yeah, and Waterford's going to have to creep some extra people up to the line of scrimmage to try and contain the running game from Montville right now. Linebackers, you leave your safeties back there one-on-one, but, Montville's committed to running the football. They're not going to throw the ball.
3rd and long. I got to think it's 2-down territory here. They're not gonna punt it or go for a field goal. They're in from the eye. Kalash under center. He fakes a handoff. Flag on the play. We're gonna have it whistled dead. They were gonna go on that quarterback end around again, but we have a flag on the play. Montville is coming out. We're gonna see. It looks like it's against the Indians.
Start.
It's gonna be yep. It's the 7th time that Montville has had a penalty. And that's only 2 for Waterford. So that's a big difference in the penalties. And that's tough because it took from 3rd and 10. Now it's going to be 3rd and almost 15. And they have 2 downs to make this here. So we saw also they kind of gave away the play there.
Yeah, those little penalties, they showed their hand, I guess they would say. Very tough down and distance here from Montville.
Bradley Johnson goes wide left. Petherick is to the left as well. Straight drop, Kalash, he's going to throw. He's looking for Johnson in the end zone, and it's a touchdown! Montville Indians, Bradley Johnson took it away from Spencer Hoagland in the end zone, and Montville has its first lead since it was 6-0 in the early parts of the ballgame.
Cody Kalash stepping up and making a throw to Johnson in the corner of the end zone. Run. How about I throw the ball, Coach? No problem. 6 points, Montville. And Montville has gained control of this game since about midway the second quarter. They've made some adjustments in personnel, different people in the backfield, and surprise, pitch and catch, Kalash to Johnson.
9:26, Montville on top, 27-21. Villette in for the extra point. Snaps good, holds good. Kick is up, and it is good. And with 9:26 remaining in the ball game, Montville has taken a 28-21 lead.
And the air is out of the sails right now on the Waterford sidelines. They'd be baffled over there. Is that a word?
Baffled?
Baffled. Bedaffled.
No, but baffled is.
We're pretty close. But anyway, listen, what a nice play there by Kalash, and he's showing you he can do it. And, Montville's got all the mojo right now, Casey, in this game. It's amazing. Since being down 21-6, they've gone and just reeled off 22 straight points.
So it started off on the first drive of the game. Montville went right down the field and Christian Davis scored from 1 yard out, and then it was all Waterford after that.
21 straight.
2 touchdown runs by Mangual and a touchdown run by Rocchetti got them all the way up to 21-6, and then Montville started to chip away. Right before the half, with 1:27 remaining in
Which
the
was
half,
probably huge.
Price on a 1 yard run got him a little closer, and then Glidden with a 5 yard touchdown run, and now Kalash to Johnson. And with 9:26 remaining in the ball game, we have our first. This is the biggest lead Montville's had all night.
Nah, it's a big swing. 22 straight points for the Indians, and they seem to be doing everything right here as far as personnel decisions and play calling in the second half. Waterford's got to find that magic they had, Casey, that they started the game with.
Kalash, low ground ball kick picked up by the Lancers at the 30-yard line. With it is Robin Smith, and he's going to get it out to about the 35. So Waterford will have good field position at the 35-yard line with 9:18 remaining.
Yeah, and with 9:18 remaining, Casey, Waterford's got to have to find tempo again, find their offensive identity. They've done absolutely nothing in the last quarter and a half.
Yeah, we got to see. I want to see if they go back to the no-huddle up-tempo again. They really looked like Montville was on its heels. They didn't give Montville a chance to substitute or set.
Right. Their offense was putting pressure on their defense.
Yeah, they've gone back to a very quiet offense after that. Hoagland and Keating. Keating goes out wide left, and check that. Devin Craig is wide right. Speller is the lone setback. They've really done a great job bottling up Chase Speller in the second half. Mangual under center. Pitch right goes to Speller. Speller looking for a block. Speller gets to the corner. Petherick runs him out of bounds after a gain of 5. Nice job that time of contained by Montville, but Speller got to the corner.
Right. Montville that time almost looked like they had 7 defensive linemen because their linebackers are so close to the line of scrimmage. And what Waterford's trying to do is trying to expose that a little bit on the edge. Speller did a nice job picking up 8 yards.
2nd and 2. Ball at the 42-yard line. Make that the 47-yard line of Waterford. Keating goes wide left. Hoagland wide right. Speller is the lone set. Rocchetti in the slot. Mangual. Pitch left. It goes to Speller. Speller nothing there. Cuts it back inside, and he is going to be dropped for a loss. Big job by the middle of the Montville defense. Kevin Murtha leading the way, and that is going to be the wrong direction. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Nice job by the Indians.
Yeah, and Speller cut back actually into the teeth of the Montville defense. There was room on the outside if he could get there. He just chose to cut it back for some reason. 7 carries for 18 yards in the second half for Chase Speller.
8:45 remaining. Waterford with a big 3rd and 5. Ball marked at their 40-yard line. Keating wide left. Craig and Hoagland wide right. Mangual is going to go from the shotgun. Straight snap. Mangual looking to throw. He's got a screen set up brilliantly. Oh, and it was almost intercepted. They did a great job letting all of the Montville defenders through. They had a beautiful screen all set up to Chase Speller, and Tyler Reyes sniffed it out and dropped the biggest gimme interception you could ever have.
I've dropped 1 or 2 of myself. But again, how do you beat an aggressive style of defense? Draws and screens.
Hoagland will stand at his own 26-yard line to punt. Snap is good. No pressure. Hoagland hits a low line drive kick that bounces at the 30-yard line and spins back to the 32. So Montville, with 8:19 remaining in the ballgame and a 7-point lead, has the ball at the 32. And I got to say again, what a great play call that time by Waterford. They had the entire Montville defense sold out. The only Montville guy not fooled was Tyler Reyes, and he dropped what would have been an interception, but instead stopped the play, and Montville's got the football.
Yeah, nice job there by Reyes. And like you said, he almost had pick 6. He was looking at the end zone, Casey. There was nobody in front of him. The only person who was in front of him was Mangual.
That's exactly what happened right there.
And the entire defensive line to block Mangual going in. Now listen, Waterford needs to stop here with about 8 and change left to go. 8:19 left to go in this game.
Montville with the ball at their own 31-yard line. Timeout on the field as Waterford wants to talk it over, and I think that's exactly what they're talking about right now is they need a stop. Montville has been churning the clock, and they will be perfectly content to go 3 and 3 and 3 and 3 and just bring this thing downfield.
Right, what Waterford needs to do on the defensive side of the ball is get stops. Put Montville in, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, some negative plays on, for defense for Waterford. You haven't seen a lot of that in the second half. All you've seen is, like you said, Montville churning and turning and grinding downfield and then popping a big touchdown right there. But the line of scrimmage so far in the second half has been controlled up front by Big Sullivan and Kevin Murtha.
We got 8:19 remaining. I'm sorry, I got a little off track right there. I got a wink from Mrs. Voice of Game Day, and that kind of.
That's all right.
I kind of got a lost track right there. I got a little tongue-tied.
That's all right. Still have those butterflies.
Just a little. Look at me.
Still have them? You're blushing.
I'm flustered right now.
You're really, yeah. It's one of my words.
Well, just look at her. How can you
It's
not
one
be
of my
flustered?
words.
How can you not be flustered?
It's not like the Mrs. voice of
To
game.
use a football phrase, I outkicked my coverage on this one. Montville with the ball, 8:19 remaining, 28-21.
A lot of pressure for you in the booth right now.
A lot of pressure. From the power I, Kalash, straight drop, broken play. He's going to keep it himself, and he's going to be sacked. Kalash wanted to go do a pitch to Price, but it wasn't there. And Waterford shot the gap, and it's a big loss on first down for Montville.
And just what the doctor ordered for the Waterford defense right there, Casey. Second down and 19, busted play, missed assignment, and Waterford took advantage of it. And right now, they need to hold where they're at.
All the way back to the 25-yard line. It's going to be second and, call it 18 just about. Ball at the 25-yard line. Montville with 7:45 remaining, trying to eat as much clock as possible here, clinging to a 7-point lead. Waterford desperately wanting to get the ball back. Kalash rolls, pressured, stepped up, and he's going to go down again. Cody Kalash holds on to the ball. Waterford is shooting Kyle Cardoza off corner blitz every time on a run blitz, but he's also got the responsibility of Kalash, and Kalash couldn't turn it up and make a throw.
Yeah, and Kalash was definitely looking to get the ball downfield there, but he had no time. Listen, third down and 22 right now, just what Waterford needed as they try and stop the momentum of the Montville offense.
Third down and a country mile. Right now, Montville needs to get to Salem in order to get this first down. They're going to have a long way to go, and I bet you you're going to see a pitch to Price right now, and they're going to just try to run some clock. Kalash hands off up the middle to Davis. Davis into the secondary. Nice job by Christian Davis. Gets him back to the original line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line, but it's going to be 4th and 10, and Montville's going to have to punt.
Yeah, a bit of a strange sequence that time offensively for Montville. They've been playing power football in the second half, Casey. They tried a couple different things with a rollout with a Kalash and a pass here or there, and it just seemed kind of self-destructed a little bit on that drive.
Ricchetti and Speller back deep for Waterford at their own 35-yard line. Low snap. Kalash handles it nicely. High kick. It's going to bounce down at the 45-yard line and take a Waterford hop and then spin backwards to the 42. So Waterford will have good field position at their own 42-yard line with 6:11 remaining in the ball game.
Yeah, but it just seems like it has been since midway through the second quarter where Waterford has really done anything with the ball. No momentum, no tempo, no rhythm whatsoever on offense. Can they refine that in the last 6 minutes of the game? That is the question.
6 minutes, 11 seconds remaining here at Montville High School. The Indians with a 28-21 lead. Waterford with the football at their own 42-yard line. Jake Mangual going to operate out of the shotgun. The senior quarterback for Waterford has Chase Speller in the backfield. Mangual takes the snap. He's going to roll left, keep it himself. Mangual cuts it back up the middle. Mangual right down towards the first down marker, crosses midfield, and he's wrestled to the ground by Joe Sotiro, but a gain of 9 yards on first down. Good play by Mangual.
Look for the seniors here on this drive. Mangual and Speller to be big factors with the game on the line. Casey, a final from Griswold High School. Griswold 33, Bacon 14 tonight in the ECC.
We'll talk about what the implications of that loss are for Bacon. Mangual under center. Speller is his lone set. Pitch right to Speller. Speller looking to try to get to the corner. He's got the corner. He's got a first down and out of bounds at the 45-yard line of Montville. Chase Speller moving the chains for Waterford, and they got a little something going here into Montville territory at the 45-yard line.
Speed on the outside that time by the Waterford Lancers. Probably going to have to get to the edge to make some plays because the center interior of that Montville line has been stuffing any kind of run up the middle by Waterford. Nice play there by Speller. The two seniors, Speller and Mangual.
5:33 remaining in the ball game. Waterford with a 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line of Montville. Mangual under center. Hands the ball off to Speller. Speller not much there that time. Immediately hit by Christian Davis after a gain of perhaps 2. Got up to the 40-yard line. It's going to be second down from the 40 for Waterford, and we're going to be clock ticking down towards 5 minutes.
And you notice how Waterford right now is huddling up. And what made them successful in the first half was the no-huddle, the fast pace, the tempo. This is playing right into Montville's hands, Case.
5:07 remaining. Waterford with the ball, 2nd and 9. Ball is marked at the Montville 40-yard line. Keating goes wide left, Hoagland wide right. Speller is the lone setback. Mangual under center. Mangual, straight drop. He's going to throw. Throws the downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. He was looking for Keating, Glidden on the play. Glidden didn't know where the football was, but Mangual threw it too far inside. Hoagland couldn't get there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and long.
What's that now? 4 straight incompletions by Jake Mangual. Passing game struggling right now for the Waterford Lancers. I would guess this is 2-down territory right here with 4 minutes and 48 seconds left to go in the game.
3rd and 8. Ball at the 41-yard line. Mangual in the shotgun. Speller in the backfield with him. Twins left, twins right. Straight drop Mangual's got time. Throws down the sideline looking for Rocchetti. And what a great play on the outside by Andrew Petherick. Knocking it away at the 20-yard line. Rocchetti had a step.
Yeah, a great play by Petherick. Gaining ground on that. Rocchetti got behind the coverage. And Petherick closed out and knocked the ball down. Brings up a huge 4th down right now for the Lancers.
Can't say enough about Andrew Petherick. He was beaten by Rocchetti, but he made up a step, and he comes limping off the field. Guts and effort on the play by Petherick. 4th and 9. 4:41 remaining. Big play. Could be it for Waterford here. Hoagland wide right. Speller in the backfield. Mangual to throw. Pressured, and he's sacked at midfield. Down goes Mangual. Emmanuel Diaz all the way back at midfield, and Montville will have the football.
Second sack in the second half of the Montville defense. The big people up front doing work, moving bodies. That is the strength of their defense, and it showed right there, Casey. Very tough down and distance on 4th down, for Mangual. And Montville's big people come up huge with 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
Ball right at midfield, 4:35 remaining. Montville with a great opportunity. They have Glidden in the backfield with Davis and Price wide right. Handoff goes to Glidden straight up the middle. He's got about 4 on 1st down. Tackle made on the play by Mazzulli, but that's going to be a nice gain on 1st down of 5 yards.
Yeah, just the offensive tempo, Casey, in the second half of Waterford is missing. It was going. We didn't see any of the misdirections. We didn't see any of the reverses. We saw none of that flair and that flash that offense had in the entire first half of the game.
Price goes wide right. Johnson wide left for the Indians. Davis is the fullback. Glidden the tailback. Cody Kalash under center. 2nd and 5. Handoff on the fullback dive to Davis, and he breaks a tackle. Maybe gets a yard before Kincasia in the center of the Waterford line wrap him up. Grandieri in on the tackle as well. And it's going to bring up a big 3rd down and a timeout called by Waterford. They want time. If they get the football back here, they want time to run plays. 3:55 remaining in the ballgame.
12 carries for 74 yards for big Christian Davis up front. And this is probably going to be, would you guess, 4-down territory here from Montville as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I don't want to get into the specifics of it, but there was an event in the first half that stopped play for a long period
of time. Yes.
And following that, Montville took complete control of the football game, and Waterford's tempo completely changed. I don't want to make an equation between the two.
Right.
Just that there was a break in the action in the first half, and after that break, Waterford became a completely different offensive team.
Yeah, they said losing any kind of rhythm or tempo or any kind of confidence, and play calling had changed a little bit. And I give Montville a lot of credit. They were down big in this game, 21-6, and have reeled off 22 straight points.
3rd and 4, Montville. If they don't get it here, I got to think they're going to punt. I know you might have the guts to go for it, but they're in tough. They can't give a short field. Kalash, under center. Hands off to Glidden. Glidden's got a 1st down. Glidden's in the open. Glidden breaks Rocchetti's tackle. Glidden's at the 20. Glidden's at the 15 and down to the 10-yard line. Austin Glidden with a dagger into the heart of the Waterford defense. 1st down, Indians.
8 carries for 63 yards for Jason Glidden as he is making some plays with his feet out there. And Montville's done an excellent job of rotating fresh legs into the backfield, Casey. Whether it's Glidden, whether it's Price, whether it's Davis, just a lot of different bodies coming at that Waterford defense in waves.
It's going to be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line for Montville. They keep Austin Glidden at tailback. Christian Davis is the fullback. Kalash under center. Kalash rolls, fakes the handoff, rolls left. Kalash looking to get to the edge, stays in the middle of the field. Dives down to about the 5-yard line. Cody Kalash smartly took the ball back to the middle of the field. It's going to be 2nd and goal from the 5, 15 remaining here in the ball game.
Man, Kalash is a tough kid out there. He plays offense, he plays defense, he kicks the ball. He's taking a bit of a pounding on there at the quarterback position. Another throwback player, Casey, in high school football. Does it on both sides of the ball.
So Montville started the game with Quidgen as the tailback. They moved to Price as the tailback. It changed the whole dynamic of the game. Now Austin Glidden has taken over the snaps. And he's a junior. Him and Quidgen are the backfield of the future for the Montville High School Indians. Second and goal from the 5. Kalash under center. On the fullback dive to Davis. Davis breaks a tackle, and he's into the end zone. Christian Davis from 5 yards out, and that is a huge play, and that might be all she wrote for Waterford.
Yeah, Davis's second touchdown on the night. 13 carries for 81 yards for the big fella, rumbling and stumbling up through the middle of the Waterford defense. Just an absolutely huge touchdown right now for the Montville Indians.
Villette will come on for the extra point to try to make it a 2-touchdown game, and who would have seen this coming the way it was 21-6 Waterford in the first half. Montville has been all over it since. Villette splits the uprights with the extra point, and that makes it 35-21. To recap this football game, Montville went right down the field on its first possession, and Christian Davis scored on a 1-yard touchdown run. They were up 6-0.
Yeah.
From there, Waterford, they were unstoppable. Jake Mangual, a 1-yard touchdown run. Another 1-yard touchdown run by Mangual. An 18-yard run by Rocchetti. And it was 21-6, and Montville had no answers at all.
Right.
Waterford was going up-tempo. They had no huddle. They had Montville completely guessing. The key play right before the half with 1:27 remaining, Tyler Price, who had been switched to the running back position, made a huge difference, scored from 1 yard out, stemmed the tide, made it 21-14. Then in the second half, a 5-yard run by Austin Glidden, a 20-yard touchdown pass from Kalash to Johnson, and then a Christian Davis 5-yard touchdown run. It has been 21 unanswered points in the second half, 28 unanswered points in the ball game.
Right, and you credit the coaching staff for taking a kid like Tyler Price as a playmaker at wide receiver. Obviously, throwing the ball is not in their game plan, but you still have to find a way to get him the ball and make plays, and they slam to the backfield.
Kalash with a low-line drive taken by Waterford at the 30-yard line. Concasia brings it up to the 35, and with 2:32 remaining in the game, Waterford has a big uphill battle.
And you've got to think, too, Casey, too, the fresh legs in the backfield have helped out Montville a lot. You know, you mentioned 4 or 5 different guys rotating in and out of the backfield, whether it's Davis, whether it's Glidden, whether it's Quidgen, whether it's, Tyler Price. And a lot of different guys getting a lot of touches. And all productive.
And then, of course, the one big pass from Kalash to Johnson for a 20-yard touchdown. Mangual is going to operate from the shotgun. Mangual, straight drop, looking on a slant to Keating, and it's intercepted by Price. Price has got the sideline. It's Glidden, rather. Glidden, it's at the 5. He reaches for the end zone, waiting for a spot. Did he get in? No, Austin Glidden down to the 1-yard line. Austin Glidden stepped in front of Keating, took the interception, and took it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Glidden jumped that route and saw the goal line in front of him, and I could have swore he got in, but what a nice play by Glidden. He has had himself a ball game here in the second half on senior night at Montville High School.
And with 2:21 remaining in the ball game, Austin Glidden has ignited this Montville team on both sides of the football. He stepped in front of Justin Keating, and he has Montville on the doorstep.
Huge play that time by the Indians on defense.
Davis, fullback, Kalash, quarterback, keeper, puts his head down, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, Cody Kalash.
Montville has somehow taken just complete control of this football game, and the wheels come off a little bit here for the Waterford Lancers. Couple of turnovers, and boy, oh boy, momentum is such a fickle thing. And Montville's got all the juice right now. They're fired up, and that could pretty much do it here for the Lancers.
This game was 21-6 Waterford, and they looked like they were going to run away with this thing, and Montville has just overwhelmed them. The extra point is blocked with 2:16 remaining in the ball game. Montville 41, Waterford 21. Where did all of this come from?
Yeah, it's just a very, very odd football game. And I got to give credit to the coaching staff from Montville, Casey. Tanner Grove committed himself to the run. You know, he got some fresh legs in there and relied on his offensive line up front. You know, Murtha and Sullivan and some of those other big kids up front paving the way a little bit. And they kind of took the game a little bit from Waterford tonight.
2:16 remaining, 41-21, Montville on top. They'll kick it off, and Waterford will have to go back at it again.
Yeah, Casey, almost like a tale of two different football games when you think about it. Again, the fast-paced offense by Waterford, and then Montville coming back, and it's almost like it seemed like a different game ago when Waterford had a 21-6 lead.
Kalash will kick off. Rocchetti and Speller back deep for the Lancers with 2:16 remaining. What an amazing second half the Montville Indians have put together here against Waterford. Kalash from his own 40 approaches the ball, hits a high spiraling kick taken by Speller at the 20. Chase Speller straight up the middle, and he's tackled at the 32-yard line with 2:09 remaining.
Apparently it's too cold outside because Junior Voice of Game Day and Mrs. Game Day are back in the booth.
I think
Mike DeMaro's down in the field, though, which I'm shocked by. I see Mike down here. Usually when it's below 40 degrees, Mike is usually up here.
I think that he's trying to, get down there to avoid the mad rush. Remember, it is senior night
yes,
here
at
at
Montville High School. So yeah, it is.
There's a big crowd, and a lot of very happy parents of the seniors are heading over. This win will get Montville above 500.
Yeah, 5-4.
Keating goes wide left, trips right from Montville. Mangual's going to operate out of the shotgun with 2:09 remaining. Mangual looks for Keating and hits him and dropped. He had Keating on the slant. They love that slant. Last time, Glidden stepped in front of it. This time, Keating dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, and Waterford's in a real tough spot right now here, 2 minutes to go in the game, down by 20 points. We got a short week this week. We're right back out of the Thursday, Thanksgiving Day game.
That's right. We will be at Ledyard High School. 10 o'clock is the game time as the Fitch Falcons travel to Ledyard High School to play the Colonels. We'll be live on game day. We'll the whole game day crew on a gobble day. You ready to go ahead to Ledyard to get some turkey?
Hopefully there's some treats in the booth, yeah.
I hope so. Maybe Jimmy Bunicor can bring us some turkey.
Sure.
Pressure. Mangual throws over the middle, and it's going to be intercepted by Petherick. Kalash got it. Rather, Cody Kalash at the 40-yard line. And that's going to do it for Waterford, I think. That's going to be all. Cody Kalash with the big interception. He's everywhere now.
Cody Kalash has done it all. He's played quarterback. He's intercepted the ball. He's punted. He's kicked off. I mean, what hasn't this young man done tonight? So, I mean, love to see that. I love to see a kid playing both ways and excelling. And, good for him. And what is this, his final home game tonight?
Yeah, he's a senior.
Senior, yeah. Yeah.
And he's got the Indians in position to just run this thing out. They're going to have the ball at the 42-yard line, up 41-21. And just, wow, Montville has just turned this thing on.
Kalash will remember this night. He'll take that with him. He'll remember senior night and the big game that he had back there. Touchdown run, touchdown pass, interception, a couple of punts. I mean, you name it, Casey. He's done it.
Davis will be the fullback. Glidden, the tailback. Kalash under center. Hand off to Glidden, off right tackle. Glidden puts his head down, gets about 4 on first down. Clock running, 1:45 remaining in the ball game. Now, we mentioned earlier that Bacon Academy lost tonight at Griswold.
Yes.
So Bacon Academy will be playing for their postseason lives on Thanksgiving. They've got the one-win Ram of Hebron coming in, but they are going to need to win that game. And it's very possible that they could be seeing Ledyard or Killingly in round 1 of the postseason.
Yeah, put themselves in a tough position after tonight's loss at Griswold. And you called it. That was the ultimate trap game for that team, and they got trapped.
It seems like Bacon struggles with the really super physical teams.
Yeah.
They've done well with Ledyard and FA, but they struggled with Killingly and with Griswold. Hand off to Davis off of left tackle on the fullback dive. Christian Davis is going to get the ball all the way down to the 34-yard line. It's going to be close to, if not a first down, and we're under a minute here remaining.
Yep. All right, so you got 15 people coming over your house on Thursday after the game, and we'll get into a little bit on Thursday, but you're only making one turkey.
I don't handle the food. Mrs. Voice of Game Day.
You're making one turkey for 15 people, 5 kids who equal 2 adults, but, I mean, is this a big bird, or what are we talking, 20-pounder?
Mrs. Voice of Game Day takes care of that stuff. I just make the house look pretty. Kalash under center. I like candles.
Sure, yeah, okay.
Kalash is going to keep it himself. He's going to have the first down and more all the way down to the 20-yard line, and with 29 seconds remaining, that should do it. 27 seconds remaining. It's going to be first down in Montville at the 20, and they can just run this thing out.
A little pie?
Oh, yeah.
Little turkey, little fixins and everything. Oh,
Mrs.
jeez.
Mrs. Voice of Game Day can do pies like you wouldn't believe.
I'm coming over.
She's got it. Oh, you know what? We will bring you. We will bring you pie. Mrs. Voice of Game Day will make you pie.
Yeah, there you go then.
You want a pecan pie?
Pecan is great. Any kind of pecan or apple, I love them.
Apple. How about a 5 apple? She makes like a 5-layer apple pie. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Unbelievable.
You eat well in your household.
I do.
No, that's all right. Doesn't make you a bad guy either.
Do I look like someone that struggles
No,
with food?
doesn't make you a bad guy. That's going to do it here. It's 41-21 in a game which was a tale of almost 2 games. Senior night here, Casey. Montville beats Waterford. It's just, what can you say? Good for the kids at Montville. Waterford still has a game on Thanksgiving to get to 500 at 5-5, but you got to feel happy for the Montville seniors tonight, especially Cody Kalash and playing in his final game here, and he played very well tonight.
Yeah, let's recap the scoring for you. The first period with 6:55 remaining. Christian Davis, also a senior, with a 1-yard touchdown run that put Montville on top 6-0. And then it was all Waterford. Jake Mangual with a 1-yard touchdown run made the score 7-6. Waterford, then Mangual with another 1-yard run, and the extra point made it 14-6 with 11:32 remaining in the half. Rocchetti with an 18-yard touchdown run, and with 5:02 remaining, Waterford on top 21-6. And
they had everything going. Everything was working for them, yes.
Looked like they're going to run away with it. But then Tyler Price with 1:27 remaining with a 1-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion to Kalash was good, and it was 21-14 heading into the half. And in the second half, all Montville. Austin Glidden with a 5-yard touchdown run. Kalash to Johnson, to Bradley Johnson for a 20-yard touchdown. Christian Davis with a 5-yard touchdown run. And then finally capping it off, senior quarterback Cody Kalash with a 1-yard touchdown run to make the final score. Montville High School 41 and Waterford High School 21. What a game tonight. Now, Keith, we are back on Thanksgiving from Ledyard High School, and we'll have try to have the state playoff situation all together for you, but it's a 10 a.m. start at Ledyard High School.
Yeah, and this is, I'll tell you this quick story before we go off the air. This is my, 34th consecutive Thanksgiving day at a football game. My dad took me when I was 11 years old to Stonington Westerly with about 6,000 people and 4 deep around the stands. So I'm sure Thursday we'll have a chance to sit down and talk about a lot of stories of Thanksgiving Day football. But I've been to a high school football game on Thanksgiving Day, a high school game, every year since I was 11 years old.
And I have 35 consecutive years myself.
We're in the books. We got almost 70 years between us.
Since I was 9 years old, I, of course, becoming from New London, the oldest high school football rivalry in the country, continuous. New London and NFA. I went every year, but before it was that, it was New London Fitch.
Right.
So it was New London Fitch when I was a kid. Then it became New London NFA when they redid the divisions, and then between broadcasting and attending, I'm with you. Thanksgiving Day is a very important day for high school football, and we're going to have a good one, Fitch at Ledyard on Thursday.
Well, it's a great family day, and it's a great day for people to get together and and just relax a little bit. It's that last little chance of breath we could take before the busy holiday season comes, which is overrated in my book, and I have a love-hate relationship to Amazon. I'll tell you about that next week.
Well, speaking of family, it's a family affair here tonight with the Game Day crew. So live from Montville High School, we're saying goodbye. Your final score, Montville 41, Waterford 21. On behalf of the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, the stat guru, Mike DeMoro, and all of the Game Day crew, time to take us on out of here. It's the junior voice of Game Day.
Thank you for watching Waterford.